focused soul made the integration, but he found love in an ice-cold nation, singing songs and dreaming of our own, calling on leaders to heed my call. It's time to stand together, my brother. Heed the call. It's time to stand together, shake hands and help a broken stranger.
All right. Let's see if I can get this music balanced. It's always a trick with me. I don't know why. I'll watch John sitting in the back room. He'll give me a thumbs up or down on the music. I'm covering up too much. Someday I'm going to figure it out, but it's just been it's a thing. So I think we're good. So it's Tuesday, June something. 22nd. Wow. Okay. Where am I at with all this? I'm going to bring John on in a minute. I did a little stream today and a little group today. That was fun. So tonight, I've been waffling for a while, as some of you know, about getting a camera. And tonight we're going to pull that trigger. We're going to make that happen. Hey, Sammy. How you doing, man? I saw you were alive not too long ago. So I'm not going to tell you which camera, but if you hang around a few minutes, I'll jump on B&H and grab one of your guys' credit cards, and I'll make it happen. Buy myself a camera. Z1, Canon M50, 6400. We'll see. Maybe I'll get that A73 I've been looking at. It's only about $1,700. So I've got a little spot over here I'm working on for this trailer. As I told somebody today, it's the end all of trailers. YouTube's been waiting on it now forever. I'll get it done. We're going to record that thing tomorrow. We're going to make it happen. I had a script for my trailer, the best laid plans and all. And in the end of the day, I realized it's not me. I needed to throw the script out and just talk to you guys. I don't know. It doesn't work for me. It doesn't allow for me to be a little more sarcastic and be who I am. So at the end of the day, that's what that is. We'll get that happening. And, I think one of the things, I'll let some people straddle in here. Let's just pretend this is we're out on the range. I got my hat on. I'm sure I got John dressed up in some stuff. He's probably got a hat, his chaps on and his hat. But, let's just pretend we're on the range and we're going to send up some smoke signals, and we're going to see people kind of riding through the range on their buggies, and their horses are coming down from the mountains. Yeah, they're going to come, right? They're going to come into the corral. We got a fire going. We'll sit around. We're going to tell YouTube stories. I'm going to tell you what my trailer is around the fire. John's here too. John's going to be, cooking up some beans, because that's what John does so well. He's going to serve you, because John likes to serve people beans on the range and tell stories. We're going to do that. But, in all seriousness, I'm going to get to my trailer tomorrow. We're going to record the A-roll, and whatever it is, I'm going to tell you right now, my channel, it's going to be about tech. It's going to be for creative artists. It's going to be all that. But I tell you what, at the end of the day, it's got to be about wonderment. It's got to be about learning. It's got to be, the destination is joy. Because to me, that's what I've learned along the years, and that every fork in the road I've ever taken, I've taken the dusty road, the unknown road, and that filled me with wonderment. And it wasn't always met with amazing success in the normal sense, but I tell you what, I learned a hell of a lot, and I wouldn't change a thing. So 30 years of being a freelancer, there's some nuggets in there. So with that, I'm going to start saying hi to some people. I love the tall boy is in the house. And he's right about the suspense. You're on to me, man. Got your cowboy hat on, tall boy? We're going to ride suspense. I'm going to curb some of that right now. Bring in John. John's going to bring the beans in. I'm going to turn this music down a little bit, but I'm going to leave some up yet. John brings some suspense too, man. Let's bring him in here a little bit. Go on. Let's see. He's got his chaps on. Here he is. What's going on, John? Calling up. Yeah. Come on, man. That makes you want to put a hat on. Get on the horse.
Rocky IV. How we doing?
We're doing good, man. How are you?
I'm pumped. I'm glad to see Corey in the house. I'm a tall boy.
Yeah.
I want to know how tall he is, because if I have to take a guess, I'm going to say 6'8". That's what I'm going with. So let me know if I'm right. I'm going with 6'8". And
6'8".
How's everybody doing? Did anybody buy anything for Amazon Prime Day? That's what I would like to know too. So leave it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, let me know.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Shoot for it. Sorry.
I was just saying, let us know if anyone went shopping or anything, because I have one thing in a little bit I want to point out after you're rolling a little bit. But I just want to let you know, I did think that we were going to have I saw your hat on and everything.
Yeah.
I was like, is this a throwback to 1978? So I brought my hat.
Oh, hell, we're doing some YMCA, guys.
Yeah, I thought, think safety, bro, because I thought we were going to do like, the Village People.
The Village People, that is great. So what's going to be our Village People like main song? Is it going to be Macho Man, or is it going to be YMCA? I mean, that's kind of a little too on point. Macho Man, right?
You got to be a macho man.
Oh, I love that hat, man. That is something.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is my throwback to my Southern boys. I actually spent most of my youth and graduated in the deep South, Mississippi, Tennessee, in that area. And I spent a lot of my youth down there. Now, I'm not from there. I moved around quite a bit, of course, but you know what? It was an interesting time. And I look back to some of that. I take ownership of some of that, and I love that part of my roots. And these are the hats we wore every day down by the watering pond, the cement pond.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, except down there, the cement pond always had water moccasins, and you literally had to take a gun with you to stop, not die from them. So they attacked your boats constantly. But it's a weird place.
Water moccasins, or are they water snakes? Because those are two different things.
Water moccasins, brother. They are venomous mofos.
Yeah. I know, in Mississippi especially.
Oh, my God. I mean, we had people. The problem is, if anybody knows that, like, you had to be careful in the spring, because what they would do is they'd mate in the shade under trees. And the problem is it looks like shade, and you get skiers who would just go off. And then next thing you know, they're like a nest of 1,000 of these things. It was pretty traumatic. So they're the real deal, man. They're a real deal. Who's here? Let's see. Let's just check out. I'm going to back up a little bit, and then we got to talk to our boys. We got Sammy already. First of all, Sammy says you're from New Jersey and doesn't seem like a person to live in the Midwest. I'll be honest with you. No. Maybe. But I got to tell you, I would want John as my neighbor. So I don't care. Whatever.
Won't you be my neighbor?
He likes the music. That's cool, man. I'm working on the music.
I liked it too.
Yeah, thank you. I love all you guys' music and your choices. I'm a person, though, that I dig mostly real music. There's some Corey talked about suspense. He's a guy who knows about music. I was building suspense. I enjoy that. I enjoy real music, which is why I'm trying to use Sonata, because they really only sign with real artists for their library online, but it's been a problem. And so we can talk about that another time. Oh, I like this. Nice hat. Did you go to the beach? Yeah, I couldn't, because you weren't there to lotion me up. I can't reach this spot.
Put the lotion in the basket. You didn't get it?
I don't know. Is there a basket at the beach?
I kind of agree with Corey where I didn't think Prime Day was so hot at all. There wasn't anything that caught my eye that was top notch. But I did pick up one thing, and I told you. So I'll tell everyone, because the price is up $20 from yesterday. So I'm glad I picked those up yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I checked out Amazon Prime. Brian Paul, got me and kind of pointed me to a couple things. He's still trying to put me in that Alpha A73.
Yeah.
I mean, the price is good if you can, but it's still $700-800 more than my budget, and it's just not what I need. If I was someone like Brian, who I think could maximize that for a lot of different purposes, I would jump on it. But I think he already has one. So.
More of a photography camera.
You're right. I think so. I mean, I'm certainly you could get some great stuff video, but I just couldn't do it.
Now, if it was the 3S, that'd be a whole different story.
Yeah. Well, your wife likes the hat, so I'm good.
I like it, but I would look like a knucklehead in that thing. You could pull it off. I can't pull it off.
Oh, how you doing, Marlene? Hi, guys. John, Jeff, hello.
Hello.
Well, hello to you. Thank you for stopping in.
Yeah, I can't.
Yeah, it says here that Corey's he's a city kid, no cowboy hats. There are a lot of city people who wear cowboy hats. I mean.
Yeah, but they're, fake.
Yeah. It's kind of like the village people. I wouldn't do it. And I like the village people. I just love that you brought that hat in. So
yeah, like I saw that hat on and I was like, oh my God, I got to go get that construction hat.
I need a little clarification on what this is. This man called me by my government.
Called me by my, maybe it's a song.
Oh, maybe. Because otherwise it's a code word that I don't get.
I don't know.
It might be a song by the village people. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I have no idea. But yeah, so he didn't like the Amazon. And then Brian's in the house. Brian, always good to see you. It is a hat show. Did you bring yours, Brian? Brian's got a cool hat. You see that on the stream the other day?
Yeah, I did. I like that hat.
Yeah, absolutely. Very cool hat. He likes the Goonie shirt. I love this Goonie shirt. I've worn it a couple of times. I don't think I've worn it on stream here, but I do like it. I love the Goonies, man. We can go back on that. I love those old movies. It's throwback. We're back in the 70s and 80s, This was pretty hot in the 80s though, down south. I don't know. This was kind of that getting your truck with your boots on and
Do you think my voice sounds good or different? Or does it sound pretty much the same?
Okay. I feel like if I was going to be honest, I feel like you're just this much farther from the mic. That makes sense. Like in attack,
I'm closer to the mic a little bit.
Are you really? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm a tad closer, but also I EQ'd a little bit, and I really didn't go nuts with listening to myself. So I was just curious if you think it sounds like, a little too crazy or something, or
no. I think it sounds really good. I think maybe I'm overthinking it. And I also have music going, so maybe that's throwing me a little.
Yeah, and plus it's StreamYard, so.
Oh, by the way, it's StreamYard.
So you don't know what you're gonna hear.
It's all a crapshoot with that thing. Let's just finish out a couple people and let's get on with our deal here, and we can always check back with you guys.
Absolutely.
First of all, yes, we're buying a camera tonight. We're no more waffling. I've got John's credit card, and we're gonna make this happen. He doesn't know. I have snuck into his house, tickled his feet, and took his card. It was a weird night, and we're gonna get a camera. We're gonna, we're probably gonna get one of these cameras. Hang on a second. We're gonna get one of these right here.
You got to go full screen.
Oh my God, I got to do the full screen. Okay, we're gonna do one of these right here.
And get rid of Brian Paul at the bottom.
Brian, you're always in the way, man.
So,
This is really the options that I've got. I've already kind of shot down the 7. I kind of shot myself there because I already talked about it was a little too much.
I'll tell you what though. I mean, if I was getting a second or third camera, that ZV-1's looking really good at $650. I'll tell you that.
It really is. I saw that price too, and I'm like, ooh, that is pretty. Ooh, yeah. That's a good $300 under, right?
Accessories that you got to get with that thing to make it really work for what it is. But I mean, no camera is perfect. I mean, honestly, that for like vlogging and everything, it's that M50 has got a wider screen, but I fixed that today actually.
Did you?
Yeah. Okay.
I'll tell you. So apparently the government is just the name the government gives you. I was sitting here thinking it was a song or was this some kind of New York thing. He's just dropping all sorts of hip slang on me right now that I wasn't prepared for. So
wiggity whack.
So now we know.
Well, he's not going to tell us, so is he? That's like a secret.
Yeah.
I think.
It's all something. So he's got a question. I love how he put the Q in there. He's paid. He's a guy who's done this.
He's like a professional, this guy.
How are you liking the 6400? I don't have the 6400. What are you talking about?
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm going to buy a camera tonight. So
finally,
yeah,
really dragging.
Gonna be all, hey, look, man. I'm not an impulse buyer. I'll be honest with you. And then we had a conversation about maybe the Z10 might come out. Then I realized, you know what? Spend a little more time in your a5100. This is an a5100
conversation,
huh?
I didn't have that conversation. You had that conversation.
Well, I talk a lot to myself at night.
I was like, "You're gonna wait till December? Have fun."
Well, it's not like I needed it. I wasn't really shooting, but now I am. I'm going to give you a really good reason why I'm going to pull that off, and why, yes, we're going to do this, Steve. So I was recording some shots from my trailer yesterday, and the thing overheated like in 5 minutes. It was really annoying.
No.
So, yeah, it did. It went, yeah, don't do that.
You mean like the 6100 and the 6000 and the 6300?
Yeah, just like that. So that's why I'm not getting those.
It's getting a lot better.
The camera that I'm looking at right now, Corey, is my first camera, the a5100. I bought that about March 1 of this year, and it's the first time I had a camera. I never knew what an ISO was, and here we are. So
ISO. He thought it was an isotope. He thought he was back in science class.
That's right.
I want to hear something from this guy.
Xander man.
I want to know.
Guys, what do you want to know?
If he got the ZV-1.
That's right. That's right. He had to go this weekend and the Best Buy. Yeah. And then he was supposed to report back.
Yep.
So, he's going to drop a little.
I think he's warming us up, right? He's like trying to warm us up because usually
he's got suspense going.
So guys, I got it. Like our buddy last week.
He's got the suspense going. I should have played some suspense music for him. Maybe I'll do that when he comes back on and play around with that. And you know what, Sammy? The truth of it is, I was interested in it, but I just not for another 700 right now. I have too many other little things that add up. Like, for example,
he's saying the 2. He's saying the 2, not the 3 there.
Oh, the 2. Not really. No, not interested in the 2.
I always got a feeling when Sammy says something like this, he's got like one in his closet he wants to sell you.
Well, if he does, he might want to reach out and let me know what kind of deal I can get.
Yeah, because I got one in the closet I don't use.
It's just hiding over there. It's right behind the mop.
It used to be Brian Paul's. I bought it from him.
Brian, thank you. It feels dialed in. I've had here's the truth on this for you, like Zan, and you're gonna get the intel on. Corey, what do you use? What do you use for a camera? Do you have a camera? Do you use a camera? What do you have? I'm just curious because I don't know. I know what these other cats have, but I'm not sure what you're using. But Brian's been very instrumental in helping me fine tune this, as has been John, and it's been it's been kind of a village raising a streamer on that issue, which is usually the case. And because everybody kind of finds something that they know about, they go, if you try this, you try that, that might help you out just a little bit. But yeah, I'm really happy with it. And then the other day, first of all, John, I found out more about the software. The software is great. They've got the remote. Now I have it on the desktop. You can do a lot with it. They've really upgraded it, changed the name of it. It was undersold to me. It's actually really pretty good. Is it as good as a Canon? I don't know. I think it's probably
I from what I heard in the last year or so, or maybe 2, they come a long way with that. Otherwise, they were really behind a couple of years back. So
it's called Image Editor now. It's a suite. It's really good for dumping in and doing it's like Lightroom, and then that's attached to that's called the viewer. They have the editor, and then they have some other stuff. So it's pretty cool. And then you can do the remote stuff and change all your settings and blah, blah, blah. And it's pretty cool either from your phone or your desktop. So it's pretty nice. I can't really complain about it. What is the camera's primary use? It won't be for really streaming. That's why I wouldn't get it for that. But I wanted something that's a little higher quality and future-proof, Corey, that if I want to take it vlogging, it's not going to heat up in 5 minutes, and it has an audio input. I do like the idea. It can do some slow-mo. Maybe I think it's at 60 at 1080.
Plus S-Log.
S-Log.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got some profiles with S-Log. That was important to me because I do want to get into that. So, yeah. And you know what? I was just going to comment on this. Your setup you've changed some things. I have to say, it's pretty awesome.
Oh, well, I told you this thing's on wheels here, so I was doing some work on it at the table and everything. So I was gonna move it all back, and I was like, I'm not moving it back. I'm just gonna.
I like the vibe. No, that's pretty cool, man. I mean, just it's funny how like you're just doing stuff and things work out, and the changing the vibes, and that's kind of where I'm at. I got to change up the vibes, and then that's why I created another stage for doing certain things that I want to do down here. Just to change up positioning a little bit here, so I'm not always stuck in this position. That turns out to be a little more complicated because if you want to record to OBS or, you know, if you only have one camera, you're constantly having to move things maybe, although I'm pretty cool. So I've got it pretty much set up. This second camera will help with that too. So
yeah, I just like, I also like changing at least how things look a little bit because, you know, so everybody doesn't get bored, see the same setup all the time. You know what I mean? So
right. I mean, that's, you know, that's the thing. I like to have a secondary shot. I have other areas I'd like to show.
Bro, I got goals.
Look at you. I got goals. You know what I mean?
Goals. You know what I'm saying?
Goals. Everybody's got. Yeah, I hear you, man. So, by the way, Corey's telling me to stay away from the Canon for streaming. So I'm just gonna.
Why is that?
I'm gonna step out for a second.
Yeah, I don't know why you're saying that.
I'm just gonna step out here and let things happen.
Well, people don't know. They don't know. They don't. I don't know what that means. I mean, you got to stay away from certain cameras.
Yeah.
You know, just kind of like you want to stay away from the Sony cameras if you don't want them to overheat after recording for 5 minutes in 85-degree weather. But I mean, there's different things for everything, you know? It all depends how you're going to use it.
I mean, I love that. Well, I imagine Corey will have a comment about that, and I'm going to guess you'll have a response to it. And
no, he probably heard something from somebody. They watch somebody and they tell you, you know, and you know, just get a Mark II M50. That's the cheapest good quality streaming camera that you can get. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And then I don't know. I'm streaming with my Canon right here. It looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks great, man.
How about this Canon? Does that one look good?
It's all right. I think it's all right. So Zan says, so funny. Okay, let's vote on it. Did I get it or did I not get it? What say you guys in the chat? So yeah, let's put it down there. Did Zan buy this camera over the weekend? Or is he did he come here to pull our legs? Now I'm going to vote that he walked away not only with the ZV-1, but probably some add-on kit, you know, a tripod, probably even picked up an iRobot while he was at, you know, Best Buy. Made that happen because you're going to put the camera on it, let it ride around.
That's a good idea.
It is a good idea. I think I'm going to do that. It's going to be my B-roll. So I think John saw something that if you've been paying attention.
I got, nice job.
So John's got his, you know, wonderful logos. This is one of them. And my mugs came yesterday.
That looks good.
That looked beautiful.
Yeah.
I had a hard time deciding which one to use tonight.
Well, you got the right ones because I got a black one that came out great. And then I got 2 blue ones that I'm going to get my money back for because they really screwed the printing up. So
can I make, I don't know if you have a choice when you do these mugs. Can I vote if you do to try to put it on this side? And the reason I say that is most people are right-handed. And so when I'm drinking, my logo now is on the other side. Well,
that's a good point.
Otherwise, I got to do left-handed, and I'm not left-handed. Just so you know, maybe.
Yeah.
You get a righty mug, and I'll buy that one. This one,
you know, that's a good point. I'm gonna go check that out. Maybe I'm so like.
I mean, who knows? We're learning.
I'm gonna have to find out. The funny thing is, that's as big as I could get that on there. You know that?
I think though that's a pretty good balance. Sometimes they're just not. But I feel like this is good. I really like it, and the other one really looks good too.
Thank you.
I used it this morning. I'm really happy with them. I think they're beautiful. I really am.
Thank you so much, Brian Paul too. I think he got a shirt.
Oh, so. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
So this is interesting. So you use your a5100 primary, your 6300 as side view, and you also have a Canon T5.
Yeah. Well, look how old those Canons are.
Yeah. Well, they're as old as the 5100.
How many things are
But you know what I love about it? See, this is the thing.
I think the 60D is older than the 5100, and but the A5, A5 is it's a pretty low end camera in sense. And then the 80D is a great camera.
Yeah,
you can stream with that, but you can only stream with manual focus. You can't stream in autofocus.
I love that he uses the 50. I haven't run into too many people. I'm sure a lot of people do that are using the 5100, but I have to say, if I was just a streamer and I didn't have all these other things I want to do, and get into that too. Somebody said, you know, your purpose. I really love DaVinci, and I've found that I've got a huge itch for editing. And one of the things I love, if you know DaVinci, and I mean Premiere too, but DaVinci's got a fantastic multi-camera editing setup for quick editing with two. First of all, just bring in your two guys, sync them up with the sound like that, and just tap on the screen you want to choose what you want. It's beautiful. It's a really cool system, and I think I'd like to do that. I'm going to be really into that. So I want a second camera for that.
I did it with I brought in 3 different views, and I tell you, I came out pretty good for my first time just doing it. At the time, I didn't even have my ZV-1. I used the GoPro as my third camera. And then I did it with my JBL 305 video. I filmed from like 3 different angles, and I just dumped them all in there. And then, like you said, it's with the sync, I go right off of the audio sync, match it up, sync it up. It takes like 2 seconds, and then bring that in there. And then I just, you stick with your main audio, you get rid of the other tracks, and or shut them down. You can have them if you want for a backup or whatever. And then you just pick where you want to end with one camera and just clip into the other. And
really cool. Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I've enjoyed that. That's stuff I really found. I do love working like in Illustrator and Photoshop and editing. And I realized how much I do enjoy that, which is weird because it's not something I thought I would. But over the years, it's something that it kind of grew on me. Sammy, I love that you put this out here for me. I mean, he is a wealth of information telling me that the A7 II with the 28 is $1,300, $300, and it is a fantastic deal. And it's only, a few $100s more than, say, a body of the 6400. My only issue with that, even at that range, is one, I decided to kind of cap for a variety of reasons. At the end of the day, I still need to get a cage and all these other soft, shoes and all these other little add-ons. I still need, you know what I mean? I still have things I need to get. So I wanted to for me, I'm not going to get that extra value of that money out of the camera. So like someone like a Brian Paul would, who, just has that extra skill set to make that worthwhile. I don't think I have that right now. Maybe in a year or two, I could justify buying a different A camera. With a full frame even, but I just can't right now justify personally that, but I love that you sent that up for me. I appreciate that. You can send me anything you want, man. See here. He likes the new background. Oh, yeah. You're talking about you, I think.
Oh, thank you. I just switched things up. Actually, it's a mess. I just threw things together. That was
all right. Here we go. I've got Zan's. I wanted to find Zan here, and I got some other people I see jumped in.
Yeah. Well, did Zan camera or not?
Okay, so the last show was really good. It got me thinking. I'm talking like Zan, but I gotta be smiling more. So I did my research, and I came to the conclusion that I should pick a team. So I did. He picked a team. Boy, where is the suspense? Here we go. I'm gonna get some suspense music a little bit here. Let me see if I can dial some up here a little bit. There we go. I don't know if you can hear that, but we're gonna put a little. It's gonna be low, but it'll be in there. You'll feel it. So Zan, you're really giving me some suspense here, brother. We're gonna get down to Zan. Zan, just string it out, man. Just you know what you're doing. The irony of Sony versus Canon overheating.
There's no irony.
I mean, all I know is my a5100 said no after about 5 minutes yesterday, and I laughed. I didn't even make like the 30-minute limit. Just said too hot, turn me off. Corey, no, John, I'm team Canon, but Sony is better for streaming. And I'm starting to like Sony for my event work, but I do use Canon lens.
Why is Sony better for streaming though? Why?
I don't know.
That's why I'm asking.
I'd be curious. Yeah, well, let us know. This is going to be a great conversation. Let us know. For me, I can see why it's a great camera for streaming, but it's a good question to ask. Why do you think it's a better? Do other people think a Sony is better than a Canon for streaming? I'd like to know.
I would get a Sony in a heartbeat. I don't have a problem with getting one at all. You know,
it's just a comment. It's just a comment you want an answer to.
Yeah, I love the 6400. I wouldn't get anything but the 6400 though, because it's a fact, man. Go throw it in there if you want to find out about them overheating, especially in 4K in like 5 minutes. People are literally taking ice packs on the things. You know, so like you can. It's if you don't find anything about that, you haven't looked. Then that's all I could tell you.
Ice packs on the camera seems like a bad idea.
Yeah, I mean it's a fact. I mean
it is horsey night. In fact, I do have a horse over here. His name is Petunia, and that horse, hang on, that horse is not trained, so it's going to be a potty mess in here pretty quick. Well, I need to feed that horse. Don't let me forget, John, to feed her in about 10 minutes. I'm going to feed that horse. And John's got some beans for you, so sit your butt down around the fire, John, and, you know, make some art.
Zan the man.
Marlene wants to get some mugs. Well, you know where you want to get those mugs? You want to go to John's channel, get that link, and head over there and grab some mugs off of his merchandise site.
It's in my link from last week's stream. I have the link in there.
Yeah, go to last week's stream on John's, and, you know, I should have put that link in tonight. I didn't do it, though.
No, it's okay.
But, you know.
I'm clapping for Zan.
Get some stuff. I know, but don't give it away. I'm getting there.
Give it away. It's right there.
I don't see it because I'm reading people and giving them. I'm giving people attention. You ask. It's not all about your need to have information immediately. I love this. So where do we get the mug I want to support? Okay. So here's what we're going to do, people. Head over to Coffee Talk and Tech. The link is in the
my last stream
description here. Head over there in his last stream. Go to his merchandise and buy a mug or a T-shirt, whatever you ever. Let's support John. Let's get him rolling.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's a great. It's a killer logo. I just dig it. So, and yes, we're going to do that. You're right.
No. Danielle,
us lefties live in a right-hander's world. This mug was a win for me.
That's true.
It's not a win for your husband.
That's true.
So let's fix this problem.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
I don't know if you can get it on. I don't know if you can get it on both sides. That would be kind of cool.
No, they didn't. They didn't have that option. But I want to know if I just totally missed that whole fact. So that's a good point, and I'm going to check. I'll check tomorrow for sure.
You know what? I'm here for you. Basically, I'm managing your channel at this point, so I don't know what to tell you.
Right.
I hope I get paid for that. So, Brian used a 60D.
Yeah, in
2010.
Right. Listen, I don't know if you guys have been around cameras or whatever, but I had a 5D Mark III. You know how good that camera was? I mean, you can't stream with those things. They're like from 2015. None of those things were meant for streaming back then. It was hard.
Yeah, it's true. It's a different world, that's for sure. John, your 6100 looks great, man. Even since Lita, I thought your 6100 shot looked great. Now, you're not going to be able to take it out and shoot past 30 minutes without capping out and all that. But that for what you use it for, like my 5100,
yeah,
you got a great look, man.
That's the thing. Like when these guys are using the 6100 streaming and everything, that's all fine. I'm talking about if you go out and film, okay,
yeah,
outside, and maybe you're not in your regular house at 70 degrees or whatever, but if you take it out on a hot day, I mean, it's just you can find pages and pages and pages full of people overheating with the camera.
Oh, we got a comment here. Correct John on the manual focus. You're talking about the
ADD.
It's just good I'm glad he said something. It's just good to reinforce that knowledge to people. I didn't know that, so that's very cool to know. And I know that Corey's saying here he does use it for the 5100 streaming. I mean, look at it. I mean, with some tweaks here and there and some decent lighting.
No, there's nothing wrong with it. It
turns out good for streaming, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And John does like you. I just another vote, by the way, that people like your desk. You and I have the same desk.
It's just
yours is longer. How wide is your desk?
I don't know. Whatever it came with. It's 20. What are they? 27 or something? 26? I don't know. You can't change.
That's the token answer at your household when your wife. So I don't know. Whatever it came with.
Yeah. Well, you can't buy these wider. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. So I got the same width as you. I'm talking about. I guess length is what I meant.
Length.
I'm sorry. The depth is like 27, 28.
This one is, I believe, a 60-inch, and then my regular desk is a 72, I believe.
Yeah, I think mine's like the 60. I love it. I have the same top and everything, and we just coat it up, and it's fantastic.
The thing is awesome. I mean, you can go and spend on IKEA. You know, those are really cheap and all, but this thing, I could literally sit on this.
Don't do that. Don't sit on it. Did you? I told everybody today during the stream that you were going to ride a bull, but then I quickly backtracked and said that bull would have to ride you. All right, let's get into this. Yeah, you know what? Let's just say this. I love that because the lens is, the glass is really important. True. I think it's all a variable that we all have to pay attention to, even down to lights. Okay, so John, by the way, there is a Ulanzi widescreen lens for $50. I could.
No, it's not, Zan. You're wrong. Because it's $39.99 today on Amazon.
Oh no! Don't tell him that. Don't tell him that. Well, he could take it back probably if he wanted to.
Well, I'm just saying.
I think it's worth $11 to go back.
I own it.
Do you?
Yeah. And that Ulanzi widescreen lens, I could tell you how to put it on. I could tell you that you don't want to put it on before you extend the lens, and you don't want to take it off when the lens goes in. So when that camera is turned on and it opens up and extends, then put the lens on there. So this way you don't overwork the motor and, down the road on the camera. So that's a good little tip for you. But that lens is great. I mean, I knew about it from the first day they came out. So because that is a big issue with that camera, and that solves it. But the only problem is you got to use a 3M like sticky thing on there. And I was looking for a way around that. And I think there is one way, but it is something I had to wait on. So I went the old route where you put the 3M tape on the end of the camera, you line it up, and then you could just screw that thing on. And it works really well. Everyone's pretty happy with it. But there hasn't been any evidence because the camera is so new and that Ulanzi lens has only been around for like 6 months. If it takes a beating, so everyone says, please, like the tip from the smart people always say, just put that lens on because it is kind of heavy after you extend it out, so you're not beating up that motor.
All right.
But Zan, I would get the lens, and that will definitely help out with the wide.
You know what? I'm going to jump into another comment here, and I hear what you're saying, Brian, but no, I wouldn't spend the extra $500 for the batteries. Just I wouldn't. Maybe if somebody's on the go more than it's just not happening. I'm not spending $500 on that. I could spend $100.
I tried to throw that at him. I tried to throw that at him last week just to mess him up. So it didn't work. He was like, "No, I'm not. I don't care."
That's silly talk, man. Not for batteries. No, I'm not going to use it enough like that for me to be concerned about. However, you're right. Yeah, the batteries in that 6600 are definitely better, and that would be a really good separation point besides the IBIS.
But you got IBIS, yeah. And
again, the IBIS, people need to get off a little bit of it. It's more for photography. It's just not really being met with a whole lot of success in the video area.
It works pretty good in 1080. It does not. I wouldn't even probably think of using it in 4K at all.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
But it works pretty good.
You never used a Canon or Sony outdoors. It's only for YouTube videos or streaming. Got it.
You can use it. You're allowed to use cameras outdoors, John.
Yeah, they do now. I think
he's a liar. I saw him out in Chicago. I think it was
Detroit. It was Detroit.
Oh, Detroit. There it is. There it is.
Yeah, it was the Outdoor Camera Act of '91, I believe, is when we finally got that passed through Congress. Deciding vote was Abraham Lincoln, and it was a great moment in U.S. history. So.
Oh, Zan's asking. I'm sorry, I'm jumping ahead.
No, man, I get you. There's a lot of comments, and I'm just taking it as we go because it's a chill stream. Yeah, you're right about the 30 minutes. That's why I would shoot events for 30 minutes. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. So, Lala, John Ryan, and yes, Jeff. I like that I got a yes. Somehow that just makes me like I'm more important. Let's get on to Zan. Curious minds want to know, are you guys best friends? Have you been best friends for many years? John, how long have I known you?
I just met him April 1st.
It's true.
Yeah.
We met April 1 at on an online streaming
dating service.
He swiped left, I swiped right, but still we collided in this this lovely world of camera making.
See, Zan, here's the thing, right? Jeff kind of, first of all, I'm pretty straight up, right? And so Jeff got me from day one. You know, he's very sarcastic himself, but it takes him a while to come out for you regular people to see it. But I'm very sarcastic and sometimes kind of abrasive, but he knows how to take me. And so I think at first people are a little thrown back, but the thing is, you know, that's just me. I can't be anybody but me. So he understands me and he lets me roll and I let him roll, and he can play the good guy. I'll play the bad guy. I'm good at it. And we just have fun.
He plays it so well.
Period. We have fun. So no, since April 1st.
April 1, I feel like I've known him for a few years. And that's a comfortable feeling. We are just two old shoes sitting in the closet having fun. I don't even know what that means. That is a really, really weird.
Yeah, two old shoes in the closet.
Let's just step through that. All right, so
let's step through that.
Yeah, I was just a little clarification here about this, and I get it is a toss up for him. And you know what, Brian's getting on me a little bit here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
he likes to get I think he throws things out just to fire me up too.
Well, this one's on me. In 3 months, you complain about the. Here's the deal. I'll make you a deal, Brian. 3 months from now is. I need some toes. July, August, September 22nd. If I complain about the battery life of whatever camera I get before September 22nd, I'll give you the camera I bought. All right, that's my deal. Yeah, everybody heard it here.
Just use a USB power bank.
I know I won't complain about it, but you know what? Here's the thing. I possibly could down the road complain about it because my needs have changed. Let's just say 6 months, a year now. That doesn't mean it was still the wrong decision, because the price then for some camera or the ZE-10 comes out, or I don't know what's going to happen. I can't future-proof that. I'm going to buy a few batteries, get a power bank, do some things kind of a little bit more in my pod here, because the truth of it is I'm not in a place yet to venture out. But your advice, John, and I value your advice immensely. So believe me, I do take it for.
He's right and stuff. I mean, I can't even tell you how. First of all, if you go back, right, my EOS R that I have, it takes the same battery that pretty much the 5D Mark III used to take. I mean, you can literally use this camera for hours and hours. It is incredible that you can go on a full day photo shoot and have like half of this battery left. One battery.
That's incredible.
That's great, but it's a big camera. And so you pay the price for the smaller cameras that we have. And the Canon the M50 Mark II over here, it's not great with the battery either. The ZV-1 is horrendous with the battery. So, I mean, but you got the benefit of having something you can throw in your pocket. The batteries are like the size of 2 sticks of gum. You throw 3 of them in your pocket and you're just going to have to run and gun.
As we all know, it's these variables. It's like, oh, compromise, find your point, bye.
Yeah.
And I totally get it. But no point here is lost on me. And I do take it all in. Brian knows that. That's why he doesn't fear putting it out there. I don't fear information, people, because that's how I learn. That's how we all learn. So if you're throwing out your ideas of what you think, like Corey's like, hey, I believe this, and I love the a5100. I value that. So don't hold back. Throw it out there, man. There's no wrong answers. And this comes from experience usually. So that's even better. It's not people just talking outside
here, I'll give you a little twist to even thinking about getting an a5100, right? Used. I mean, if you're going to pay $400 for that, I would not even think about getting that camera. I would absolutely spend $500 and buy a used Canon M50, an M50. I probably would, because I don't care, because you could use manual focus in our situation. You don't have to have autofocus. We're not moving around anywhere. And to have an audio jack, and you could look through the camera, it takes better pictures. The coloration is much better in that older than the 5100. I can go on and on, but
no, I'm with you on that. And John, I'm glad you said something. You're right. You were using that iPhone 8, and I just love that. Again, it's another example of how you can use any camera. So I'll be honest with you. If the 5100 didn't overheat and maybe did have a input, although I could use a zoom and attach it, externally, you know, and catch my stuff. That's not the end of the world. I probably would just stick with the 5100 right now because I'm learning so much about cameras by just using one camera. I mean, I've learned so much about this camera in the last couple of weeks, and I think it's fine for what I'm doing. I can't really.
I mean, you've definitely learned much more about how to use it because your picture is way better than it was in the beginning. So,
oh yeah, we had constant conversations about, and it's always trying to fine tune things for the room, for your variables, whatever there are. It's in the camera and it's outside the camera. Yeah. And John, that was a really good thing. I remember watching it. I grew up just outside of Detroit. Spent a couple of years there in Port Huron and Marysville, so I kind of knew where you were at. That's interesting.
We were talking about even when we had like things in the background, like I have that light over there. I literally had to go and get a 15-watt bulb instead of a 30-watt because when you have something in the background that's a little bit lighter than you or something, the camera autofocus loves to go find it.
It's just like a magnet, and
it always happens when I put my head down. So if I'm put my head down to go find something and the autofocus loses track, oh man, it loves those brighter lights.
It's true. I've had that issue, and I had to pop a light out of here because it kept grabbing onto the camera. So, Lala, you want to know if I bought the camera? Which one? You know what? Yeah, I need to get on that in a minute, don't I?
Yeah, we're almost an hour in.
I know. All right. You keep asking some great questions, and you know, I just wanted to kind of let's take a look at this. And I got to be careful because I can't give out my credit card information. So when I do this, I might have to hide. Oh, so that was an accident. Jeffrey's got. I like this other song. Let's put that. You're such an idiot. All right, let's try this. All right, I'm gonna go in here. I have no idea this is gonna work out, so I'm not gonna have a breakdown about it. First of all, I love Vivaldi browser because I can break down into 4 tabs so easy. Big fan of that. So it's not going to be the Sony Alpha A7 III. I'm just not going to flip for the money. That's clear. And I'm sorry to say I'm not doing the ZV-1. And I'm sorry, man. Just say something. No one cares. Just say, hey, man, bring it. Here we go. Is that better?
No.
Hang on. I'm sorry, man. There we go. All right. I should have done a screen share because then I could do that thing on the end.
The mommy guide at the bottom.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I'll figure this stuff out.
There you go.
So we're not going to do the A7 III, not because it's not a great deal, but because I cannot justify that extra money right now. It doesn't mean it's not justifiable, of course. And that it came down to the 2 original cameras, which was the 6400 and the MD50. And I really did struggle with this. That price difference, it's to a point where, you know, oof. But we are going to go with the 6400 because I do already have the lenses. And I don't want to get into that thing of, I don't want to mix families yet, although I don't mind it. It's just, I don't really have the money. I have the glass to go around at the moment. And to be honest with you, I've learned so much with the 5100 and that ecosystem and the menuing system and the software that right now I don't need to create other friction points while I'm trying to get started. So that's my reasoning. True. Now I'm going to untab these here. Let's see. I'm going to untile. There we go. And I'm going to shrink this up just a little bit.
So where are you buying it from?
It's going to be B&H.
You want me to go pick it up for you?
I don't know. I don't know how long it would take for them to. It says it's expedited shipping, which could mean 4 months. So I have no idea.
No, they'll get it to you probably in like 4 days.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. I don't have time to spend on it. So, yeah, I'm going to do the 6400. I'm just buying the body because right now I don't even need the glass. I have so many other things that I need. At some point, it just gets down to what do you need to get the job done? Somebody posed out earlier today on John's group stream I did that, gear acquisition syndrome. I don't actually have it. My problem is I'm not an impulse buyer and I tend to overthink. I don't need tools to have. Now I do like toys and I love gear, but right now I'm in a different vein of thought where I'm trying to get things done. We all have been there where it's like, what do I need next to get things done? So for me, my next step is to get this A camera, move the 5100 to maybe just the streaming camera, or I don't know how that's all going to work out. Time will tell. And so I'm going to buy this. Should I buy it now? Or you get some, can you read chat and go through chat, or how are you set up? You can't put people up top, though.
No.
All right.
Why don't you show your? Yeah. There you go.
Oh, we just show the screen here.
Yeah, I can read some of the chat though as you're going. So,
yeah, read some of the chat for a moment. I'll come back to you guys. Thank you. I'm gonna grab this real quick. John, what's your security code?
It's 732.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Is it Danielle? What's her middle initial though?
My middle initial?
No, it's Danielle's card. I thought it was yours.
It's Danielle's card?
Yeah, it is. So is that what's your middle initial?
Probably maxed out.
Okay. Well, we're going to try it anyway and see what happens.
See if it goes through. It's probably maxed out.
All right. Well,
So I see Mommy Guide says, good cop, bad cop, John and Jeff. Right. I'm definitely the bad cop because I'm not here to protect anybody's feelings. So I'm just going to say how it is, and then we can have a discussion about why you think that way. So when because then I'll go right to Corey here. He says that he disagrees with me on the Canon M50, but I'll tell you here's the thing, right? There is absolutely no doubt that the Canon M50, the regular M50, is a better all-around camera, period. But people can disagree, but they're pretty darn even in a lot of areas. But you got to remember, just because like the 5100 has autofocus, which is you can stream with it with autofocus, which is great, where the M50 you can't. So if that's a deal breaker, if you're sitting down, boom, right there, you got to go 5100. But here's the other factor: no audio jack, where the Canon M50 does. And you can go, the M50 is absolutely a better all around camera because it takes better pictures and it has an articulating screen, which is a plus, and you have an audio jack. So those three things alone is like a pretty big reason why it's better all around. And it's got a viewfinder. Okay. Your 5100, does your 5100 have a viewfinder? Right?
No.
It doesn't have a viewfinder?
You know what?
I think it does, right?
Yeah, it does. I just don't use it.
I forget because then the
it does. Corey can tell you, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it does.
Yeah, the ZV-1 does not have a viewfinder, which I don't really care because when you get used to taking a lot of regular pictures, like if you're not a photographer, then but if you want a good all-around camera, you want to have a viewfinder. But with video, it's not really necessary anymore. But yeah, he's right though. Corey's like, the lens makes a big difference, but in the end, you're going to spend money on any lens, so you want the camera that you're buying to definitely fit your needs. So that's a good reason.
That's a good reason.
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
Did you buy it?
Yeah, I did. So here we go. We're just going to jump in here. I think it's safe. So we bought it. Got my order right here. It's supposed to be here by Friday, and Yeah.
So there's no viewfinder on the 51.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, that's why I didn't really think. That's why I'm like, I don't remember ever using it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we could talk, but I mean, most people that know about cameras would say that the Canon M50 is a better all-around camera. Yeah,
I would agree.
Compared to the 5100.
You know what? We are streaming shoe buddies. We are a closet. Oh, that doesn't sound good.
What size?
I was gonna say closet shoe buddies.
Oh my God. I can't believe you almost said that. What is your foot size?
Mine's 10.5.
Oh.
You're what, 11?
I'm 11. Yeah.
I could just tell by looking at you, you're 11.
Yeah. I used to be 10.5 when I weighed like probably 225.
Are you serious? Like your foot just kind of...
I think so. Like when I was younger, like around 25 years old, I think I was a 10.5. And then eventually at some point I turned into an 11, I guess, because like at 25, I was about 220. And then I think when I got up to like around 270-ish or 260-ish, it was
all right. That's weird. I didn't know people's feet went from a 1/2 inch to a 1/2 inch size, depending on, I guess that makes sense.
That's a lot of weight.
A lot of weight. Yeah, it's true. Like if I would have put another, I don't know how many pounds it would take to, my feet would, go flat, and then I would.
Or I have a pretty good arch, so I wonder if maybe my arch is a little bit since I've been. Yeah. I used to play a lot of sports, so maybe they've taken a beat.
Zan says, "Wow, COVID-19 does bring people together." Well, we brought us together, Zan. You brought us together with you boy and I. You guys have a good vibe and definitely the cool factor. Well,
Oh, thank you.
We'll argue later who brought the coolest factor.
I really love. See, the thing.
That's awesome.
I really like when. I really like when people say a comment like that, because that's like
nice.
It's going an extra mile. And I'm trying. A couple of years ago, it was one thing that I tried to start doing more is when I even if I saw somebody walking by and say they had a really nice tie on, and be like, man, that's a nice looking tie. I really like that. Like just complimenting people or just being friendly, and kind of out about ways, just because of the reactions that people get, wow, there's still nice people in the world. So it's nice when people say that, because we have gotten that comment several times already from people, and that's a cool comment to have.
Yeah, it's nice. And when you just a little extra step of comments that we've heard that from other people here, and it's not lost at all on us. I appreciate that, Zan. That's awesome, man. And
yeah,
you're a great guy.
And congratulations on the camera, dude. You're going to do a lot of great things with that camera. It's going to be fun.
It's going to work out so good for him. And, he's going to start touring, I guess he said again, and that'll be very useful.
Oh, that was the thing I wanted to say. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I wanted to say, Zan, if you ever make it out towards New York City, just in case, always give a shout out now. If you're close to Penn Station, New York or something, I might be able to meet you over there. We can take some pictures or something and put them online. Hey, I finally met you. That'd be great.
Absolutely. And see, are you using these cameras for videos or photos? That's are we?
Yes. So that's right. He's pointing out a fact, right? So those are all the factors that come into deciding what camera is going to work for you better. And so that's what we go through, right? Every time we make a suggestion to somebody, that's the question that we ask, right? What is your price range?
Yeah.
And which is number one, because no matter what they think they're going to use it for, it always comes down, we have this discussion is there's nothing more to discuss. If you can't spend more than $700, you're pretty much going to buy a Canon M50 Mark II.
Yeah.
When you spend $1,000, I would go and get the Sony a6400, and that's what I suggest. I'm not against either. I'm not a camera guy. I have to be, a Canon or this. I'm not that for sure, right? Because I'll take whatever works good for the price in that price point.
I think it's good to maintain some honesty by allowing those comments to come in, because I'm the same way. I'm more situational based. So price is a big part of that. We always say you start there, and I started with, well, where's my threshold? And I just kind of use 1,000. Now that doesn't mean you can't be talked into going, like with Sammy saying, here, or Brian's kind of saying, well, don't forget, these are really solid deals. And there are times when you're like, money just came in, or you're like, you know what? Yeah, this is a good reason. So you need to be open to those ideas. It's just none of those reasons really put me over the edge, and I stayed within that price range. The Canon M50 would have got the job done, but the trick here for me was the glass I already had, the knowledge of the Sony system I already had. I really like what the 6400 is offering in and things. So for me, it was worth to spend a couple dollars more where other people may not. If I was just starting out, I may actually get the M50.
Here's another thing. You can have guys like, Peter Lundgren or Peter McKinnon and all these, guys that have a lot of money, and they can walk around with a rig that costs $4,000 and not stress about it. Right. But that's not happening for me. If I take my EOS hour out every day and I'm vlogging with it and everything with a 16 millimeter to 1635 lens on it, that costs a good chunk of change, or for the fact the one that's on there, which is too big anyway. But it's it's, if they get banged up, I'd be so upset, where now if I got my ZV-1 and I'm out and about, it's not going to crush me, so it makes a big difference.
Start here, because Brian is just alluding to the fact that the M52 is a great camera in its class. It absolutely is a great camera in its class. It's really become kind of a standard at that price range, I think.
Yeah, because a lot of people are like, I can only spend $600. Then save up another 100 and get yourself an M50.
Yeah, I agree. And then again, there's other variables which Zan ran into, which I think him touring in space, he really had some other things in his mind, and you have to allow that to be your honest self. I got my mileage of the 5100. I did. And it does take really pretty good photos if you're just messing around, to be honest with you. I was screwing around upstairs with the camera and taking photos of the doggy kids, and I was like, these are beautiful pictures. Now maybe they're not going to get in a cover of a dog magazine, but you know what? They appeal to me. And you learn.
Yeah. You could take It's unbelievable. You could take a Nikon D40 from probably, I think it was 2010, right? And you
Yeah.
could take really good pictures with that. I mean, like really good pictures. So it's it's gone, crazy in the last 10 years, but that doesn't mean that if you know how to use a camera, you can use a real old camera and take some pretty incredible pictures.
Yeah, that's very true.
So,
so he's catching me up, I think. Did you see these two comments? So he has two right after each other. I probably missed them when I was buying stuff, but you're proud to say that you're officially Team Sony. So yes, he did purchase the ZV-1 and the tripod kit. Or he did buy the kit, which is smart.
Did you get the small tripod kit with the Bluetooth and everything? That's a good little setup. I saw that, and if they had a good sale on it, that is a pretty cool thing.
Yeah, he might have nailed that one. Should arrive by July 1. It feels like it's going to take forever, doesn't it? It's just ridiculous.
He didn't get it from.
He didn't get it from Best Buy. He does what I do, and I'm like, I'm going to order it from somewhere. You got the camera from Amazon too, I'm guessing. So
that's what I think he says there.
Yeah. So the plan or the strategy for Zan is he's going to go with the ZV-1 right now. Mm-hmm. Brilliant. Then in about 6 months, add the new ZV-E10. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm really interested in that. And whatever that camera, I mean, they're calling it the ZV-E10, maybe.
Right.
Whatever that name of that camera is, I'm absolutely interested in it. So let's go Team Sony. Zan, it's going to be a fun party for you and I. We're going to go over to
that if that camera comes out with the specs they're saying, and the next thing is if they could make a real touch screen, that would really put me over the top.
That could be a real game changer for them. That could really put some pressure on.
They
Canon.
know it too. They know it.
It's kind of a nuclear arms race now between, I think, Canon and Sony for this little vlog market at 1,000 and under, and it should be really interesting to see. I mean, we're all benefiting regardless of what team you go on to, and we're having some amazing conversations and options.
Canon loves you. I mean, camera conspiracies. I showed you that channel, right, of the guy who walks around and blogs all the time and talks about the guys. Remember, I showed you that guy, Camera Conspiracies.
Yes. Yeah.
So he's awesome, right? So if you watch him, he's like, here comes starts talking about a cannon, and then all of a sudden the cripple hammer comes out and tries to smash him in the head. And it's like, they do it on purpose, man. They leave stuff out. And that's why people were so pissed off when the regular M50 didn't have a clean HDMI. And instead of sending out a firmware that could have upgraded that,
that really
just put out a Mark II, and that really upset a lot of people,
And I think it should, honestly. That's rough, man. It's such a big deal for people
that was the reason why everybody was so upset about it, and they were like smashing the camera. But the fact is, if you didn't buy any camera yet and you were going to buy a Mark II, then everybody backtracked. Like 4 months later, everybody's making videos about now you should buy the Canon, M50 Mark II.
I really take good photos out of film cameras older than I am. I can imagine you do. I mean,
you can absolutely.
The thing, some of these oldies and goodies, right?
That's where I learned in the dark room. Like I was telling Brian, man, I remember in high school, I took 2 or 3 years of photography, and that was like, it was in the dark room with the chemicals. It was crazy. It was fun though.
It's not lost on me. I mean, the truth of it is, Brian, John, and everybody else in chat, even Zan, Zan, the honest truth is having the discussion with you this last week, maybe even the week prior, I can't remember now.
No, it was last week, I think.
I know, but I thought we may have dipped into the idea. Then. Just having those conversations about what you're going through really did sink into my, my lobe. And really kind of got me thinking about things, because when you start talking to other people about what they should do to marinate their variables, that allows you to think about your own. And so, you're a big part of that too. John's a massive part, Brian, in helping me. And I'm very excited about this purchase, and I'm not maybe showing that, but the truth of it is I am. This is a milestone.
I'm excited for you.
Yeah. And I appreciate that. I'm excited. And I know Brian is, and
yeah, and the funny thing is, like everybody hears me talking about Canon, right? But I'm the one that said get the Sony a6400 right from the start.
And I do that too. I'm like, for you got to get the Canon M50, because they're just different situational, setups, and nothing is really black and white. And when people try to just constantly steer you into the same thing, regardless of what you're trying to tell them is the concern, don't listen to them, because nothing is black and white on these things. There is always nuance that people need to listen to really give you the best advice. So I'm really glad Zan stopped. And I think I could be wrong, Zan. Let us know, because I really think that I hope, and I think John will say this, I really hope that when you bought that ZV-1, there was just a percentage of 1% that went, I'm extra happy because I did some due diligence, and I stepped in stream with these guys and we had a discussion. And at the end of the day, I'm buying this and I'm extra happy because I feel really good about it. And if we're at any part of that, let us know. If we're not, well, let us know too, so we can learn from it.
The thing was, what did we say to him last week? We're like, you can't go wrong. So that's the great thing. Oh yeah, right. That's what I saw too. So that's a steal, and that's a good tripod. It's really good.
So happy for him, because when he pulled the trigger was where I always love that when you pull a trigger, there just happens to be a little bit. I don't care if it's $20. If you get a little bit of a discount, they all add up. It's such a sweet deal. It makes you feel even better about your
Especially it's so usable. that tripod is so you can record. He could do everything with just the tripod. And then he's going to pick up, if he didn't buy it yet, you want to buy it by 12 o'clock tonight. Okay. So you want to buy the Ulanzi wide angle screen on Amazon for $10 off. So that's
look at that, man. It's like he saved, I think, $48 on that tripod. You can go spend out on something else. And that, when we're starting up, those are the things that I wish new streamers would think about more. Is there's so many added costs. For example, I do want to get a cage for the 6400 and a mount and probably a mic, right? And then there's that. And then guess what? I need another dummy battery. I need maybe to buy some other batteries to take it out. I need another HDMI cable to get into, another cam link or a version of that. So these costs add up. You're not just buying a camera. Usually you're buying diapers and baby food and things.
If he didn't watch like 50 videos already on the, the camera, you're going to have to go in and turn off the overheating sensor for 4K when you film 4K, because it will shut down after 5 minutes shooting 4K when you buy it from brand new. And so it will, because it's got a protection for overheating on it. And so you're going to have to shut that off. So this way you can record longer. And if you don't read about it, you'll see. But this is for Zan right here too, though. Little confetti.
Hang on. Oh, see, you did. No, wait. There we go.
Oh, you're pulling a John Ryan tonight. This is for Zan, bro. Awesome
Zan, job. That's confetti's for you. And wait.
What?
Can you give me a little confetti too?
More?
Just a little for me.
Oh, yeah, that's for you, bro.
Yeah. I never get confetti. Look at me. I feel, I'm joyous. You know what? I was telling John, and I've even told Brian, and I think Zan gets it, man. My whole life, I just believe in any of the journeys I've taken, which are very strange. If you know me and this is a guy, I raised llamas and emus for like over a decade. So like I have a weird history. I've been a freelancer for nearly 30 years now. But my point is, I found so much joy in the journey, and there's two aspects to that. One is taking those unpaved roads, which I do, but also I have been so fortunate to find people like John, Brian, Zan, to find the right people on that journey. Because when you have the right peeps, I'm gonna tell you, it's not about the money, not about success or fame, because if you're going after that in any of these things, you've already lost the game. But I'm just telling you, if you have the right people in your boat, it doesn't matter if you're in the water. It's just great. So that's what my channel is about. As we search all this out, this tonight for me, I'm so glad that Zan was here and Brian and John, because you guys are such a big part of it for me to get here. And so it matters to me that you guys are here. John Pullum, thank you too for giving us those, the platform to help me out. I mean, we're all trying to find our way. That's, I guess, I'm trying to say.
Our way.
Brian bought a bunch of small stuff on Prime Day, and if any of it's any good, I'll let you guys know. And yeah, we need to know. He did clue me in. He bought some neat little stuff to kind of move him forward, and I'm like, yeah, it's going to be kind of.
The only thing that really caught my eye was a Western Digital M.2 hard drive, 1 gigabyte Gen 4, which actually It was I believe it was I didn't get it, but I wanted to because I'd have to get 2 of them. They're 7,000 megabytes per second transfer rate, which
Are you
is
kidding me?
unbelievable. I have super fast ones, and they are 100% faster. So
okay, here's the thing: I need to get a hard drive. I need to get an external one so I can dump my stuff into there. So I might
tonight.
go see if I can find that yet.
Yeah, I was looking at one, but there's some factors with it that don't make it really good. It was a crucial. But the other thing was because some of these hard drives, you got to do your homework, about how they function and what they function for. Some of them, if you're transferring 50 gigs versus say under 13 gigs, the transfer rate changes and because of the cache that's involved in the hard drive. So some of them, they look like a really good deal, but if you're moving like one file that's 50 gigs over and it doesn't have the cache, it will actually take longer than a rotational hard drive. So it depends just make sure you do your homework about what you're looking for, and find. But can you put up the, let me see if I have the right one. Yeah. Can you put up the me in full right now really quick? I just want to share
Hang on
my screen here for a second, because you and I both have these right here, the Dasny.
Yes.
Okay. And we have these sets and they work really well. Now, I'm not sure if this is the shooting live photography YouTube. Oh, is this
these are not the desk clamps, but
they're not the desk clamps, right? Oh, those are the stands. That's why. Yeah. Okay. So
same cameras, but different. I mean, same lights, but different.
Same lights, but the ones I'm looking for were the ones that go on the stand and they clamp to your desk. But these, if you looking for lights for a very good price, you got to check these out. And like I said, I picked up the ones that go to your desk. I own them right now, and for 155. And these come with a remote, as you can see right here, and this little bag, and you can attach a Sony battery to the back of these also. But they are really incredible lights, so please give them a look, because I think you're going to be really impressed with them. And I'm using them right now, and Jeff is too, I think.
I have one on, and I do have a softbox. But I'm just doing that for testing. But the truth is, I have Dazzys on both sides, and I have to say they've been home runs since I got them. I can't, for the price, you can't beat them.
Right.
That's a great information for people that might be in the market for that. Big fan.
That was like one of the best buys that I saw for Amazon. And also I did pick up a Stream Deck, as you know, yesterday or the day before, I think Sunday, right?
Yeah.
So I got that loaded with a lot of shortcuts for vMix.
Okay.
So what's he got here?
We'll come back to that vMix. So in his research, he was under the impression that Canon Panasonic was American. He did not know that Canon, Sony, and Panasonic were all Japanese products. Yeah, that's fact.
Yeah, Panasonic, actually, I built out their, I don't think it's their world headquarters, but it's their USA headquarters in Newark, New Jersey. I actually did all the data and fiber optics, and I helped build out, we put 102-inch TV in their main conference room that weighed about 500 pounds.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
You know what we should do? Like, we should, when Zan gets his camera and he's played with it a little bit, we should bring him into the stream and have him actually talk about what he's feeling about at some point.
Absolutely.
I think that'd be great. Bring him into the stream. Have him on as a guest.
I think you and I always talked about, we always said, like if every so often we were going to have a stream where we would have a few people in. And so, because, here's the fact, like the people that are here watching us are our supporters. And we've had Brian on, we've had Ash on, we've had John on, and these people are always here for us. And they have a lot of good information and knowledge on things. And plus, we get to argue back and forth and make fun of each other. So that's fun too.
That always works.
Enjoy that.
Yeah, Zan, you and I are on that same high right now. I'm buzzing now. I got to work a little bit, but I'll be honest with you. I may send you like a 1 a.m. little message on your YouTube, just like giving you a little like streamer hug.
I'm looking to wait till like next week, and then you're like, oh my god, I spent all day with this thing.
I know it's going to happen. And I'm literally down here overheating my 51, trying to shoot the damn trailer that won't happen. And I'm just like, I don't have the time to spend on that camera, but he's right. I'm going to get the camera and be like, oh, I got to play with it all day. And so that's going to be a
that 5100 overheated downstairs.
The 5100.
Yeah. You had overheated downstairs in your basement.
Yes. In a controlled, cool, damp, dry environment.
Yeah.
Like it's like 64 degrees down here. It's chilly.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, my wife.
And that's
5 terabyte hard drive on $100. Ooh, I'd have to see the specs on that.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're talking about the T5. I think it's a T5 they have out. I was looking at a lot of the different ones, but it all depends, because if you're looking at an average hard drive, the transfer rate is about 130 megabytes per second. So that's pretty slow. And so if you're, and it's not about, here's the thing, right? When you start doing a lot of video, which I never have done before this past year, like a lot I'm talking about, and you have a lot of these files just sitting there and you want to transfer stuff over a terabyte hard drive, but it's slow and it's fine. But the thing is, if you can pick up one that's going to run about 600 to 800 megabytes, then you're going to be really satisfied with that speed. So just make sure you look at it, because it's not just about the storage room. You want to make sure, and depending on what you're using it for.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is getting into my wheelhouse of, oh my God. I had a huge discussion with Brian about storage just recently. And look, some people may go 5 terabytes for that price for just an archive hard drive.
Right.
Doesn't matter. If you're working and moving back and forth, then we get into that different, like you want to be above 500, 600 or higher, maybe speed, right?
Yes.
So that gets a whole different thing. And then Brian got into his RAID system, and I thought, yeah, I need to do that. Again, this is why I didn't spend another $700 on just a camera, because I can spend that money in other areas that I need to nibble at to get myself where I need to be.
A RAID system.
Yeah, I really believe in them.
Years ago for me.
Huh?
That brings me back 20 years ago.
Yeah. They're so much easier today to set up and utilize, and not hugely cheap, but by all accounts cheap. I'm not going to go crazy because my footage isn't going to be world class, but it's important enough to me to try to RAID enough and find some balance over time. I'm going to work in
just for image backup,
video. Yeah.
But for backup.
Yeah.
Because you can either RAID for speed or you can RAID for backup.
I'm more worried about backup with that.
Okay.
I'll keep a primary that's used for the current projects, but for backing up and just that stuff, no, I don't really care about speed.
Can you let me see. I want to show this hard drive here. This is the one that is incredible, right? This Western Digital. Now this is a M.2 drive. So you got to have a pretty new, last couple of years, at least you got to have that. And plus a Gen 4, you got to make sure your motherboard is Gen 4 capable, because this runs on the PCI bus. And look at this, 7,000 megabytes. It's
holy smoke.
Incredible transfer speed, but it's $220. So I bought a PNY setup, and they're fairly cheap, and I'm running about 3,500. So about half this, and that's about that 3,500 is about 6 times faster than a normal SSD. So
are you? So you just bought that? Have you installed it?
No, I didn't buy this, but I would love to. I don't need it. I don't need it, because when I'm talking like what I have now is really quick, and I don't need that. But these are incredible. And so I'm just a tech guy. So I always love the fact of, I always get excited about the faster and the bigger, like the new Ryzen chips that are out, they're great.
John, that you make a good point, and I have to, it's something I got to balance. Brian, like I said, Brian, I had this conversation. I guess, Brian, I don't know what you think about that. I would get something like that for like my pimp daddy Lenovo here. This is a huge monster system where I could put it in and just keep my hot projects on there, and then still offload to archive out at that speed. I would think that I'd get some pretty nice,
if it's capable.
It's only a year old. I would.
Yeah, but still, a lot of times, like,
I
check
look.
it. It's got to be accepted.
I'll check into it.
Yeah,
if I
Gen
can
4.
do it, that to me would be an interesting buy.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
You know?
I mean, it's quick, man. So,
Ryan got a new light. It was recommended on a YouTube video. Everything's recommended in a YouTube video somewhere. He says, I'm not going to recommend it until I test it, but one costs as much as 2 of your lights and has no bad. Okay.
he bought a Elgato setup.
No, he said it's half as much as 2 of our lights, half as much. So it was $75. Yeah,
and it's probably a little smaller. Because I've seen them all, and these panels are a good size for the price.
They are pretty good size, actually. Yeah. I was kind of shocked. If you could pull it up or give us the model, I'd be curious, Brian.
And there's a couple, decent ones out there.
Yeah,
SSDs, they've been around a long time. They're, I don't know, they're good. They're good. They're definitely faster, but I mean, you can go anywhere from like an average size, an average SSD, or you can go with an M.2 SSD. You can go with NAND, memory. It all depends. I mean, so the more money you have, the better you can get. But I mean, why wouldn't you? I know people. I mean, I wouldn't buy a mechanical hard drive again. There's no need for that.
It's a good point. I mean, let's put it this way. Let's just say my laptop could take the hard drive you showed.
Even if it couldn't, you could still get the other ones that are like.
Absolutely. I'm just saying, let's just say it could.
Yeah.
It's going to make a little bit of difference in my editing experience with DaVinci. And right now, anything that you can do to speed up that process, even a percentage point, is massive because it is such a pain in the arse.
Yeah. Oh, trust me. And I've checked the speed on my stuff, and I'm not getting 3200. I've gotten read and write's a little bit different, but I've gotten like 31. So I mean, I can't complain.
That's good to know, Zan. We're gonna keep that on the. We're gonna pin that up. So I guess July 1 is your date, and then we'll give you some time. But yeah, you got to come back when you get it. Although you need to come back before then. You need to come back and let us know how itchy you are because you get closer to your date. I may get mine before you, but you can live vicariously through me for a minute, and then I'll do that with you. John, I mean, Brian says 600. Yeah, 600 is the typical speed of the SATA, so your connection. That's the deal, right? You want at least probably USB 3 or Thunderbolt connection for these type things.
Oh yeah. I mean, with the Thunderbolt, and if you get like the crucial one I was telling you about, you will get 900 megabytes per second, which is good. But you got to remember, a SATA drive, is a SATA connection. So a lot of, I haven't used the SATA. I don't think I've used a SATA drive in, God.
Been a while. I mean, I have one in an old computer here I use as kind of a backup for some things, but yeah, I don't really use it. What does he say? Zan's always late for dinner, I've noticed. Have you noticed how he's always late for dinner?
Yeah, he's always late.
Yeah, he's always 20 minutes late too.
He's in Cali though, so it's about dinner time. Do you want me to show the hard drive I was talking about?
Yeah, I'd like that. Yeah.
So this is the external hard drive.
Zan, have a good night, brother. Thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for stopping in all the time. And this is it's very good for what it is, but just make sure you read over everything and see what it is, because this is the one that I'm telling you, if you have like a lot of files that are under like say 15 gigs, right? So a lot of broken up video files and stuff, then this is the right thing for you. If you're transferring files that are 40, 50 gigs at a clip, this is not going to be the right thing for you. And this is because of the cache, that's a small amount of cache on this. And so it's really going to cripple a large file like that. But if we're doing video, which is most of my stuff, then this is something that you're going to want to look at. And it's got a lot of really good reviews, and you got 2 terabytes. And if you hook it up to an Apple with the Thunderbolt, most everyone is getting like 900 megabytes, even though they're saying here 540. So with with the USB 3.2, you're getting 540. So it's a good drive for the price for what it is. Just make sure you always know what you need so you don't make mistakes on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I really need to. I need to deal with that sooner than later. I knew there were some nickel and dime things after I get the camera, but I wanted to get the camera. But I'd started dumpstering into this hard drive thing. I guess I need to really think about that and have some conversations with you and Brian and triangulate what I need now and see if I can find a way to make that useful for the future.
I wanted to buy that, but I held off because I think I'm going to wait towards fall because I just bought some stuff and I don't need it because I do have a 1 terabyte that I've barely used. And so I could just shove everything onto the external terabyte and clean off some stuff on here and my son's and wait 6 months. So I'm going to wait until winter and then I'm going to probably pick up something more solid.
Yeah,
I like to change them out like every few years because I don't use them a ton, but I don't want to lose any of my backup stuff. So I do like to change them out every so many years.
We need to have a pretty good dialogue one night. We maybe need to talk ahead of time. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this is something we have to have someone like Brian or somebody on to counter, but we really need to have some discussion about file management and the options because it's a nightmare. And I think a lot of people just crudge along, and I get that. And there is no perfect situation, but there is some naming rituals and some flow rituals that can really, I think, help people that may not be aware of it. And it's just something I'm interested in. So I'd love that conversation sometimes. So I don't know if anybody's interested in drop a message.
Even like something super simplistic. Do you know how many average people have a computer that they really just browse on the internet with, and they've had it for 8 or 10 years, let's say, and they don't ever think about like that hard drive being 8 or 10 years old. And how many people that I've had to, they leave it up in the second floor running all day, all night. It's 90 degrees. And all of a sudden they're calling me in the past and they're like, hey, my computer just died out on me. And so,
John, you're not going to believe this, but my 12-year-old SATA just died.
Yeah.
Can you believe it? This thing didn't last 20 years.
I remember I went to my friend's house and he never ever cleaned his computer out in like 10 years. And he never ran a whatchamacallit on the hard drive, the optimization,
Oh yeah.
In 12 years, right?
That's just ridiculous.
He never defragged it. And so I go to defrag it for him and his hard drive craps out. And I was like, I was the bad dude that day.
be a good friend and defrag. Mr. Dama, thank you for being here and saying hi.
Hey, Mr. Dama.
That is incredible. Always love to see that logo. And I bought a camera tonight. I bought an a6400. So we're excited about that. Zan the man has bought his ZV-1 just to get you caught up to speed. Brian is browbeating us on all of our decisions that he thinks are terrible. John's just laughing. Look at his beautiful desk and his new setup. I'm getting you caught up. I'm wearing a hat because it is country and western. What's the vote on the hat? Can I wear this hat every so often? I like the hat.
I like the hat.
Can anybody who's in chat yet give me a thumbs up or down on the hat?
Yeah, you got to.
Just so you know, if you put a thumbs down on the hat, some puppy has to go back to the orphanage. So just wow, that's on you.
You just made me want to give a thumbs down.
oh, you black-hearted soul, you. I just want to throw this out here because Brian was throwing out a model in case somebody's interested in I think it's a Fosaton FL 3060A. I have no idea what that is, but it is 14218.
Is that a hard drive?
I'm pretty sure it is. John, can you I'll look it up real quick. Or do you want to look it up? You want to look it up while I'm reading, and then I'll pop it up there.
Fossilton?
Stan. Fositan.
Fossilton?
Yeah. I really wish I had a direct line to your wife. So every so often I could just send her a text and tell her to go in there and hit you in the back of the head.
Oh, this is the lighting.
Oh, that's what he got. He said there was, what do you think? Okay. You want to put it up? You want to screen share it or no?
No. I don't want to hurt his feelings. So let me see here.
Brian, please don't leave us. Please don't leave us. Here's the thing about Brian, though. The man is so skilled at like
Oh, well, these are different. These aren't edge lit.
Oh, they're not edge lit. Okay.
No, they're not.
Well, that's why. Okay.
So these are different than ours, and you may or may not want it for depending on what reason. But these are them. I can put them up.
Okay.
Put them up?
Yeah, put them up.
Okay. So these are the ones.
Oh, okay.
So
very interesting. So these are mats. I've seen these. Okay.
So these are like LED lighting, whereas ours, if you go to look ours, they're really they're edge lit. So there's no LEDs in the front of our screens at all. It's all edge lit, and then it's pretty much a reflection of the inside of this plastic, and then it comes out. So it doesn't look harsh. Kind of gives you a softer look.
It's a little more diffused out of the box.
Yeah. So, and listen,
those are bigger, right? Those look a little bigger though. As far as
30
by 60.
30 by 60. I don't know if they're bigger. I think they're pretty close.
Yeah, I think they are close. Maybe a nudge wider.
Yeah. I never saw those or heard of them. Because look at the bottom here. Here's the ones that I was talking about, except for the two. So ours right here that we had got, there's no LEDs in the front of this, right? Nothing. It's all edge lit. All these LEDs go around the edge here and face in and send that light. See here inside?
Yeah. Yeah.
Here it is. And this is just right. This acts as the diffuser through the whole front.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like them a lot.
I mean, look, it'll be interesting to see. I mean, because Brian can get a lot probably out of his take because he knows lighting very well. And I mean, I wouldn't want these for some new person maybe who doesn't know, but then he may get them and go, hell, they're great for new.
Well, it depends if he's like, I wouldn't want these for my desk, but you might want these for lighting up a green screen or lighting up.
That's the thing.
Like the one in my background is more like the one you see in my background over here. That's more of this type of setup.
Oh, I love this. So Mr. Doma, awesome. Likes the hat.
He likes the hat.
I'm a Southern boy by heart. So, I'm a deep South guy. I grew up down there.
Not too far. Brian, what are you using him for? What is Brian using?
Yeah, I was going to ask him that. We don't know. They might not be crap though. That's the whole thing. Like, I'm actually glad you're getting them so we can have a conversation about them. But Brian, do you have a focal point that you're going to use them for? Are you just getting them just to play around them? Or are you thinking the desk or?
Yeah, because if you're going to throw them on a desk or something, I would say go look at those DASNY D12s and just make a quick decision. You may be able to just cancel this order and then go order the other ones. I mean, I don't know what you're using them for, but I'm just saying you can always do that really quick. And if it's in the same night, they usually don't have a problem with that. So,
yeah, exactly.
I've done it before. That's for sure.
Ash, how you doing? I hope it's going well with your video. I'm sure it is. Thank you for stopping and saying hi. It's been a minute. Just let us know. Are you done with the video or? Huh?
She got a new GoPro 9.
I see. Oh, 9. Okay.
9, yeah.
So she's going to unbox that. That's cool. You have the 7 Black. Is that what you got?
It's coming.
So you can't unbox it yet. So you're in hurry up wait mode too. So, So he's going to play with them on the desk, which I think is great because that'll give us a good sense of what he feels. Again,
well, I've made that problem. I've done that. And I'm going to tell you right now, I bought the ones behind me, which are newer. Okay. Bi-directional light, the same exact thing as practically this. And I put them on the desk and they were too harsh. And so, I made that mistake twice. I actually got really cheap lights. And then I was like, these are not what I need. Then I went and got those lights, which they're fine because I used them for lighting up anything else. They're great for lighting up a green screen, right?
Right.
Or they're great for lighting up the back of your room if you need it, or if I have anything facing this way. But for on the desk, the edge lit ones, like pretty much like how Elgatos are, is what you want.
Ash, by the way, I did buy the 6400 tonight live. So
yay.
I know you're a Canon person, but just so you're caught up to speed so you can get back to unboxing if you need to. In fact, you just what you're saying here. Oh yeah, you're gonna do a review once you film it. Awesome. I love it. Well, we're looking forward to that. Let us know. Now he wants to he wanted it because it's a flex light. And I'm sure he's got reasons and knowledge of why he wants a flex light than I, So because you can do some cool stuff with it, I'm sure, and you can kind of bend the light probably for different things if that's important to you, and it could be.
I love that. They're so cool. What the those flex lights are cool for a lot of reasons.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. I think they could be pretty cool. So I'm anxious to see the review on that. And they are light. He's making a note here. Let's see here. What do we got here?
You want to always check the CRI values on it too is important.
I think that's the thing that people get lose sight of often. And by the way, in case you guys are late too, I got my coffee mug, John's little new logo. Isn't that beautiful? Wait, come on. There we go. Makes my coffee taste better.
I made me wish I would have got the white ones. I can't believe I freaking got the blue.
Yeah, you know, we overreach. We are like, oh, I gotta get the black. I gotta be the gray. No, get the white.
I'm getting rid of the blue ones altogether. I'm just putting black and white ones on. There's no reason because first of all, they messed up in the printing, but the blue where it says CTC looks like horrendous. But
well, it looks great. I'm happy with them. I got both.
Yeah, thank you.
Models, and I got
the other one too, right? Yeah.
I do have the other one. I drank my coffee out of that one this morning, but for some reason, I felt like this is because this is the one you used on
That's
your
my main logo.
Your main logo. So I felt like tonight, and I thought it shows up. Look at it. I just love how that shows up. Look at it. That's like
really. I'm so proud of it, and Chris did such a great job. He really did.
Mm-hmm. She would love to buy.
He knocked it out of the ballpark with that.
Yeah, he really did. You got very lucky having a friend like that.
He's like, he texted me. He's like, you still loving it? I'm like, dude, it's only been a week. Of course I'm still loving it. I love it.
Again, I saw that and I'm like, oh, that makes me want to go out and do branding again and get a logo and have I'm like, whatever. I can't do that, and worry about it. It's funny because there's so many ways that we talked about of approaching this, and I had the Drum Up Studio, and it was an older name and it just wasn't wearing well for me. And to this day, I don't regret dropping it and using my name. I'm going to go with that. And I'm probably going to just, not that it matters, but I really feel like for me, my channel is about wonderment and of this journey. And I'm going to probably stay in that lane. And I won't be so much of a brand as maybe a tag because I really believe in that. And I want to promote that because I'm more about the lifestyle of this or the journey of it. But
right.
You could have a logo on each side of the cup. I imagine. I didn't
see that, but
they may not let you do that. I don't know.
I don't think they did because I did look for that option, but maybe I thought I did look for that and I didn't see that, but they made me pick a side of the cup and I just sized it and everything, but I didn't even think left or right, so I got to check that.
Yeah, maybe I'll put a track together and do something with a countdown or whatever. Maybe I could put up some. I mean, a kit is so harsh; it's not really that exciting. But I could throw together like a hybrid percussion kit with like a cajon and congas and things like that, and just play some grooves or something like that and have fun. Because that's a little more melodic. I would do something like that, maybe. That'd be kind of cool. Yeah, I need to get back in practice anyway. I got some calls from New York. They wanted me to play this summer, leading into the fall, and I just said nope. I don't feel like playing this summer, so I'm taking the summer off. And just so we have some confirmation, the logo is awesome. I don't think one person has just not loved the logo. It's so you, man. Like this, I think that helps when people, they're professionals, but when someone knows a little bit more about that person, that they can kind of cut right to it a little bit. And I felt like he did.
Yeah. That helped a real lot.
Have it at the end so people will stay for the entire. You betcha. I didn't see that. Okay.
We should go 5 hours tonight.
If I go 5 hours, will you like a marathon? If I go 5 hours, will John pull and put in like $100 for every hour? Then maybe I'll do that.
$100 for every hour. There's no way he's doing that.
Don't know. He might
go 25.
No, I don't think so. I barely got him to pull that coffee off.
Really?
Yeah. I had to pay him $4 to do the $5 coffee just so I would look good when he bought it. It was rough. So yeah. I almost lost that deal. By the time they took the transaction fee out of that coffee, I wasn't really raking it in. So you know what I'm saying. But it looked good.
How much do they take out? I don't even know. I didn't even know.
It's about 26 cents. So wait, it might have been like 40 cents. It was ridiculous. It was a high rate for a $5 coffee, to be honest with you.
It's a lot lower than what YouTube takes out, though.
Well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, we all can't live the life of Ash. You know, that's just not. We all don't.
That was on sale, by the way. The 9 Pro is on sale this week for $370.
All right. I don't know, man. I think I'd get the version you got as I looked into it.
Yeah, well,
that's just me, but I mean the 9's nice, but just again, I don't know. It's just you and I have the same targets, so that's fine.
I mean, I wouldn't get anything else because I'm not going to get the 9 and I'm not going to get the 8 because it's not a replaceable front lens. You scratch it, you keep it. You can't replace that front lens, where all the other ones are replaceable for $10.
So if you're lurking here and you want to say hi, jump in. If not, that's cool. I see some people are here, but that's great. I love that.
People are lurking.
Eyeballs. Yeah, they're lurking probably.
I tried that a couple times.
Fine, you know, and just
say hi.
Yeah, come on, say hi. And here's the other thing. I don't have a fancy URL for YouTube like John. He's at Coffee Talk and Tech over YouTube. I'm still too new. I did pick up some subs today. I was really happy. If you be so kind and, you know, help a little cowboy out with his little horsey channel, you know, maybe if you haven't subscribed, find me. You can find me in the link here on the YouTube, but I got to feed my horse and I need 100 subs to get that URL, you know, so I'm kind of doing the old, promo.
Nice.
200. I'm just dumpster diving at this point, you know, we'll figure it out. I was happy though. There was some beautiful people today that subbed, and that was beautiful and made my day. And the people that came out today, I appreciate it. What do you want to finish strong on today? We're gonna end at 2 hours today for sure. And
we are.
I don't know. I say that every time at quarter till, and then it was like then at 2 hours and 30, we're like, what happened? I gotta. We'll see. I mean, if people drop in and they don't if they mosey on down, as Brian says, then I love Brian because he just, I don't know. He's like having that friend that just is right here all the time. Mosey down to the subscribe button and hit that bell. Okay, now, partner.
You ever notice? Do you ever notice like you get subscribers, but YouTube doesn't let you see who they are?
Yeah, I guess you have that option, don't you, to hide yourself from?
No, I'm saying I can't see who they are.
Yeah, I can't see how some people are either.
So then I have like stream elements. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So if someone subs, I have like a thing that goes off on my stream.
Right.
And
a little heart thing.
I changed it. It's a guy that dances now. And I'm going to change it to something else too next time. So anyway.
Guy that dances. I need one that's a cowboy on a little pogo stick with a horsey head.
You do?
Yeah, that'd be great. If you could get that done for me, that'd be awesome. By next Tuesday. So
I have it's like really weird. Like it's so funny because I've had I don't know. I had like 4 people subscribe to me today, right? And all of a sudden when this stream started, there were 2 more people. And then it disappears and it comes back tomorrow morning.
Yeah, it's really strange.
Like they disappear and then they come back. But if I go to Stream Elements and I look, I can actually see the people that subscribe to me here. So that's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times I'll go in and just see like who these people are, and I go and search them and I can't find them because they got such small YouTube channels. And so they don't have any videos. And I'm just like wondering, you know, if I can support these people, I will. If they're what kind of whatever it is, like Flash in the Pan. He's a guy from Lita. Remember him? Do you remember Ed?
Yes. Yep.
From Flash in the Pan. I just stopped in. I've been stopping in his stream since Lita, right? And so I always stop in there. I say hi, blah blah blah. He actually just subscribed to me 3 days ago, and I was like really impressed. Yeah, I caught him on StreamYard. He was doing a stream on there, and they were looking over his channel, and that was like really cool that he came over and subscribed to me. But it's like it's so funny that I could see these people and then you try to find them and it's hard to find them.
I know. And it is because you want to go back and reciprocate or say hi or thank you at times, and then it's really hard to find them. And look, I've run into that just finding myself originally. It was so funny. When I was Drum Up Studio, it was easy. There wasn't nothing around. You could find a Drum Up Studio even without the channel thing. But then when I changed it to my name, well, guess what? That became a problem. And now we've talked a little bit about it. I've been watching it creep up. And every time we've done a stream and keywording and all that, just in live streams, which is just hilarious to watch that go up. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Now it's still not up in the main one as much, but I'm up in at least top 22 I see now.
Well, that's good.
It is good. But if you look at channels now, I mean, my videos are top 1 and 2. If you do J.A. Smith, you'll see my videos are like at the top, even though my channel is not, if you look for the channel, right? Because it's putting everybody in that. If you just put the channel up, I've moved from the nothing to the top 4 or 5 generally.
Yeah, there was some girl that was ahead of you. That had 12.
And then some guy had like 3 channels with the same photo, and he had 1 subscriber each. And I'm like, what kind of routine did this guy get into that he did this? But he had like 1 video each and 1 subscriber. I don't know what people are thinking. Right. Hasn't been on there in 5 years, and I'm still struggling to get past this guy. So I'm going to keep working it, but it's just fun to watch. Like, you see how things work, which is why, again, this is an interesting way to go about it, but it's been such a whirlwind of information. I don't feel behind the game because of all the work we've had to do to get here. Has been just an immense amount of, I mean, the thumbnails have been fun. I've really enjoyed my thumbnails the last few weeks. I hope people are taking to those.
Yeah, I like them. I think you're going to have a knack for that.
I just love it. I think like that kind of stuff I just enjoy. I enjoy the editing. So I'm hoping that translates. I don't know what my eye is because I've not really done a whole lot of this, but I know what I like. And I saw a really great interview, not an interview, but a YouTube. I wish I could remember his name. It's such a bad deal, but he really got in this idea about what Lucas did with this whole idea of using 2 different vibes, 2 different concepts, in a sense, stealing, not from one person because it feels more like stealing, but you go and find 2 or 3 different people or things that you like, and then you bring in that influence. Like Lucas took in sci-fi and cowboy stories and sold that. Tried to sell it, didn't work out until he did American Graffiti, became somebody, but he tried to sell the idea of, well, I'm going to do a Western, but it's going to be sci-fi. And everybody's like, no, you're not. But look what happened, right? I mean, that's the thing. Like, he took 2 ideas and put them together. And I thought, yeah, that's really cool. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I have like 2 or 3 guys I really enjoy, and I'm going to try to just draw from influence from that and use that approach. I think it's really cool. It's called it's influenced originality or something. And I'm really into that. So anyway, thank you for the compliment is what I meant to say.
Yeah, I just think you got a knack for that. I do.
Oh, thank you.
I
enjoy it.
Everything like that is a struggle for me,
We all have that though, right?
Yeah.
Like, we have our thing where we're good at something and then we struggle at something, and it's just.
Yeah, creativity is something I have to work at. It doesn't come naturally. The tech stuff and talking and retaining the knowledge on those things, it is my plus. But the creativity factor is something that I'm always working on to try to get better, and I struggle at it.
You're so good at diving into specs. You do have a little bit of a wiki mind on that, which I'm impressed with and enjoy. And I think that's what makes the stream really enjoyable, because we do have these overlapping things and then strengths that kind of, we don't even share. We just have, but we share as a duo.
That's what's great, actually, because then like, what would we be if it was 2 of me? It'd just be, which I mean, you find your people, but because there's guys like that guy I told you, Alan Parecki, right? Where he's a super teched out. I mean, he does his live streams. He's got 200 people watching him,
that's a great thought. I don't know. And I think you're really good at the analytics. I really love analytics too. But your passion for talking about it really gets me going. And also, I'm a little bit newer. I'm starting to really pick up speed with vidIQ and the understanding and just having the repetition of all that and seeing that. And you did an analytic thing a few weeks ago that, maybe, whatever, but I that all stuck with me. And I think I'm hoping to be more of a player in it because I do enjoy it, but I haven't been able to bring it to the table as I try to catch up to what's going on. But you know what? My creativity, maybe it'll rub off on you, and then your Rain Man spec thing maybe work off on me. And
well, either way, it's even if it doesn't, it's that's not the point anyway. It's
I agree. You're right.
It's going your own route and developing whatever you are.
Yeah, it's true.
We get together and we do this, and this works, but we have our own channels that are going to be what they are. And but this is kind of like a different setup, and it's kind of like a lot of knowledge from 2 different guys, where I come from a background of I work in IT. That's what I do and stuff. And I work on the cameras and I work on stuff.
That's interesting you say that, because like my background in tech is interesting in that, I went into college, like you have real working application experience, right? You could put it together a resume. Where I went to school and I didn't really want to major in music. So then I quickly went into computer science, which I think I mentioned here meant going into Fortran and COBOL,
Right.
Coding. And I found that amazing, but then I'm like, no. And then a year or two later, I went into business and got my degree in business and marketing and operations and economics. And so, but then I never used it. I got out of college, and then I think a month later, I opened up a llama farm with a buddy of mine and did that for 12 years. So it makes no sense.
One day we're going to have to sit down with a cup of coffee, and I'd like to hear this whole story about
my life is
you got into the llama farm and how that happened.
And then I went from there to I started a flower shop, and then I started a tech company in '99 with some buddies. I worked at Metavante. And I've owned that for 20 years. And so I don't have the resume per se, but I have a lot of freelance. So I have that thing of tearing things apart, knowing what you have to do to bootstrap things, do it on your own, and project management. And so it's neat to see those worlds collide. And I love having these discussions with you because I come at it from a different angle where you really have that top down look. Mr. Doma.
Yeah.
I appreciate this.
Thanks for stopping in.
I love this hat. I think I'm going to make this hat not an every week thing, but I think I'm going to pull this hat. I have some other hats.
There's a guy in New York City that wears a hat like that.
Yeah, the naked cowboy hat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Him and I have taken some trips to Costa Rica, and
you got to hear this. So today, I'm at work and I start showing somebody our live stream from last week, and I was like, I'm plugging us, of course. That's what I do, and I go and show the first couple, 30 seconds, and they're looking at us, right? And they're like, that looks pretty professional, right? And they're like, is that Richard Gere? They started talking about you. And they're like, is that Richard Gere?
And you said, yes, of course, right?
I was like, no, that's not Richard Gere, but he's like, he looks like him. I was like, he kind of does. And so I was laughing hard though.
I mean, that's not too bad, right? Look like Mr. Gere. I think he's a good looking dude. I mean,
but it was just funny. People were like, is that Richard Gere? And I was like, no.
That's hilarious.
He's in Milwaukee, this guy, but I thought it was funny.
Richard Gere, huh? You know what? My wife has never given me that compliment. So we are going to have a discussion. Yeah. Sometimes you're just married too long. And she's like, you're more like Howdy Doody to me right now than you are Richard Gere. So let's just calm it down, Chief. I appreciate that. I've got some other hats I've worn at gigs and stages over the years. And they're not as Elton-esque, but you know what? I could bring them. I got like a fedora too and some things that are fun. Maybe we'll bring those out. I'm a hat guy. I love hats. And
like Brian's hat that he wore. I used to wear a lot of that. I mean, I've never rocked one of those hats, but maybe I'll get an actual beret. That'd be cool. When you shave your head, which I've been shaving my head since I've been 25, and then when I was younger, I shaved my head in high school. Even you gotta have a hats to cover your head in the summer and in the winter because it gets brutal without either. So
I totally get that, and you can't wear. I think you guys look really good because you guys got the different beards, and when you put those hats on, like. It's a cool look. I think it's a cool look to have that. You guys together in a coffee shop would just look like two crazy artists having some conversation, bitching and moaning about Canons and Sonys, drinking your lattes, pinkies up. I can just see it right now. It'd be annoying.
I'm no artist. I'm just going to yell at people.
Fake it though. I'm going to be Richard Gere.
People are going to go to a coffee shop and they're going to be like, that guy's a jerk off.
Brian, thank you. Because I respect your opinion because of your background, and so that makes me happy. And anybody have opinions?
You said the thumbs have been great. Oh, your thumb. Yeah. That's true.
The first couple I did were basically very safe and kind of out of like what desperation, and then I tried to just go, you know what, I gotta stop being safe and trying to move it. Right. And I kind of took a little bit of your cue on that, where I noticed you were really willing to go out and kind of just do it. I'm like, I gotta kind of get a little bit more.
Yeah, plus you like the things you find out, like you just. I noticed like your first thumbnail, and I was telling you, just make sure your text is bigger, right? Or stop putting so much text on it, and it's like you go and make this thumbnail and you got the whole monitor on, right? And you're like, you got all this room. And then like you go and look at your thumbnail when it's tiny on a phone and you're like, That looks like garbage.
That's where I use that thumbs.tv. That's that web browser thing we can drop in your thumb and see on every single thing. I use that, and that really cured me of that because it forced me really right away. You know, because what happens is you're right. Now you could shrink it down in Photoshop or whatever you're using and take a look at that. But there's something about seeing it right there so quick, and then with the writing and the look.
After 10 or 20 times of doing it, you're not going to use that
you
anymore.
Get an eye vibe.
Yeah. But that's a good point. And that's how you have to look at it. Same with your banner too. Like when you get your banner done.
I got to deal with my banner. Yeah. I just
3 different levels.
My banner is just huddled together right now because I don't have time.
Actually, beginning is my weakness. So let's get over it.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
You need to light a candle, and we're going to send you some matches.
Don't make me drive out there.
Now, here's the thing. I saw this a minute ago, and it really spurned some ideas. What if, and it's 2 L's, by the way, but what if, I'm just saying it
sounds like me now.
I do.
Right.
Well, actually, you can spell it with 1 L, but it's generally
that's a llama
I'm talking about. No, it's not. Stop it. It's not llama bean. Less lima bean.
Let me stop. Llama, stop you right there.
How do you do this? Why do you do this every time?
It's Tom Buck. Every time I watch Tom Buck and he makes like a dad
corny dad joke,
I think of the same exact joke when he's saying it because I have that whole. I always run those puns in my head every time I'm talking about something, and when he says something, I'm like, oh my god, that's.
So I have an idea though.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's just no. I'm with you though, because when I watch Tom Buck, he's dropping those corny things all the time, and it's so funny, man.
He's good.
It's so bad, it's funny. Just like that was terrible.
Thank you.
When I was thinking about this, look, so I spent a good chunk of my 20s and into 30s around llamas. I went to South America and actually imported llamas, dude. I went to actually La Paz and Tacna, Peru, and we imported llamas and alpacas from the mountains. I mean, we really were serious about this deal.
So if you don't know where Peru is, that is the northern west part of South America. What?
Why? What? Really? That? Oh, you were being serious. Okay. Yeah.
Peru is right at the top to the left, and it's right next to Ecuador.
Where Butch and Sundance.
It's right next to Ecuador.
So that was kind of interesting. Anyway, my point being is maybe our llama, maybe our streaming buddies could be something like of llamas with some kind of like streaming like thing around them. Like they could be our little icons.
Llama, think about it for a little bit.
And anyway, we'll see you guys on Thursday. It's been great. I think this
Llama, think about it for
you had that in the chamber. You couldn't wait.
No, I didn't actually. That was on the fly.
Oh my god.
That was on the fly.
Right there.
Yeah.
I'm a llama expert, but I'm not a spelling expert.
Yeah.
Now we had alpacas and llamas. We had camels. We had dromedaries and Bactrians. We had the 2 humpers that looked like the Star Wars kids, and they were so hairy.
Prom night, the 2 humper.
It was a 2.
Wow! Look at me. I lost them.
Oh, that's a good one. Like prom night, 2 humper. 2? So, really? You really giving yourself that credit?
I want to tell you that you're going to be kind of like shocked, but right up where I used to live, I just moved half an hour south. We were literally within a mile, maybe 2 miles, 2 miles of a llama and alpaca farm.
They're actually kind of coming back. In fact, the guy who's a lifelong friend of mine, who we were co-owned this farm for about 15 years. And then a few years ago, he actually got back into it, and he just lives down the road. So I have access. I may stroll back down there, take some footage and do a day with my hat. What do you think? Like vlog?
Dude, you should do that. No,
I'm going to do that.
Great. And then you could like do a little bit of all that stuff and then come back with your camera and just talk about it.
I was thinking, what do you think, Brian? Like we go do that. They're beautiful animals. Their fiber is amazing. Like I was just thinking, like, you imagine shooting them at
them? No.
Would you put a lid on it? I'm gonna like mail you duct tape that you have to like put on in between not talking.
I just heard you say shooting them, and I'm like, dude, stop right there.
They're lovely creatures. You would never. They're lovely. No, they're pampered. So I'm talking about shooting them in slow mo. Like this would be a great way to test this camera out. What?
I'm
I'm
just laughing
serious.
because I don't know.
No, I think it's funny.
I agree with you.
I think it'd be cool. I mean, I love these animals anyway, and it's so good. I'm so happy he started these up. In fact, what he did is it's been about, I don't know, 18 years since the farm parted ways, unfortunately. And then, but the bloodlines that we had then, he actually went out and found the kids that we had out of that bloodline, which is amazing. And he started this lineage again out of there, which is amazing. So I'm excited to go see these kids. I'm very sentimental about it, honestly. And I think for me to go, I would love to document that. And I think it'd be a really good, I'm going to put my hat on and I'm going to go and do this. And if you live close to me, I would go with you and we would hold hands and we would talk about how gorgeous the llamas at sunset are, or the golden hour. What is Daniel saying here?
I don't know. I thought she was going to yell at me.
Is it true that llamas need to have a buddy so you can't own a single llama? They're amazing guard animals. So what happens is people will get what they consider pet quality, like geldings, things like that, because you can get them cheap. And so they would get them and put them in with sheep or other animals, and they're amazing guard animals. However, I hated that when people did that, and we wouldn't do it. They are social animals. They are herd, and so I don't like that. So no, I would never do it. They need to be socialized.
Well, she's right. You're saying
she's absolutely 1,000% right.
Need a buddy.
So yeah, they need a buddy. They just do. It breaks my heart because I
said that to me last week. She's like, I think we need to get a llama so this way we could put it in the backyard.
She didn't say this. She did not.
She did, because I think it was to eat like
the grass.
Yeah, the grass in the bushes or something.
She might want
to. She didn't say goat.
It's funny that she said llama.
I think she did.
Yeah, they really need a buddy.
I'm gonna think about it for a second.
We're fine together. And here's the thing about it, like, unlike horses, they eat like the fifth of what horses do. So they don't tear the roots out. So like horses will, and cows, they damage a lot. So they got to move around because they will pull the grass and roots all the way out, where llamas don't. Here's another thing a lot of people don't know. We're getting all into this. Llama poo manure, it doesn't burn like other manure. You can use it right away, and it's pebbles. And you see people will sell this in boxes along this. People will pay good money for this manure. It's beautiful. You throw it on your gardens.
I'm probably gaining like 20 people on the stream now.
I just start running a montage of llama photos that I did. That'll be the thing, right? This will be the thing. I'll be talking tech. I'll do one vlog on llamas, shoot it in cinematic 23.9, whatever the hell that is. And I'll do that slow mo. I'll get like 1 million damn views, and I have to do llama vlogging for the rest of my life.
Sure.
It's true. Well, whatever.
It was.
I'll make a stream out of it for a while, but I just think they're great animals. I think it'd be a great, like Brian's saying, a great slow-mo test. I think it'd be kind of a cool way for me to kind of test this camera out, and also maybe get some interesting footage and just say, hey, I'm vlogging this. I'm vlogging with it.
Have the llamas running in the field and like make dust, and then all of a sudden you walk between the llamas.
Like
and then you start out and you go
MCU, like an MCU
you
character.
hold up the Sony 6400 and go, llama, tell you something about this camera, and that's it. I hit it off right there. It's going to be a hit. That's going to be a hit. That is going to be a hit. That video. Llama, tell you something.
Tons may actually kill the animals, though. That's what I'm worried about. So my buddy who owns that farm, he's got a really killer drone too. So I was thinking maybe I could get some drone footage and put that together.
Oh, that'd be cool.
That could be very interesting. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's a little above my pay grade, but it could be like a little bit of a project that I just work on a little bit here and there, like try to do something cinematic. They're very gorgeous animals to see move, and they're graceful. I think it'd be kind of a lot of fun.
If you do drone footage, though, then you're going to really hold yourself to a higher standard. People are going to be
I'd be like, don't come back if you need more drone footage, because it's just not going to happen.
Right.
Don't. Oh, she said no. I said a goat.
I know.
But I got to tell you, that goat is going to be more destructive than 2 llamas. And it's going to cost you more. Llamas are very cheap to maintain.
Goats are fun on the weekends, though.
I'm really terrified of this path that we just went down. So let's go here. You don't listen, John. I wanted to rent a goat to eat. Wow. This is not at all the conversation that you're having with me.
I think it's pretty close.
It's not even in the same sphere, my friend.
It's really close.
You said she wanted to buy a llama for the backyard to nail down the grass. She's saying, no, I wanted to wet the goat
grass,
and
and I
the poison ivy.
I kind of thought it was the bushes because we have the forsythias in the back.
All right. So every other week should be llama week. Now, do you mean I'm supposed to do a video on llama week, or I'm supposed to have like something on llamas as my content?
He's trying to get an in here because then he can do the orangutan night.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
He's gonna have orangutans
and llamas. Could we get orangutan to ride a llama? Llama and Notion. I can't figure out how to put llama and Notion together. What would be? Although here's the joke. I mean, if I'm being serious, at that time I was throwing together. When I was working, there was no software to manage your herd for herd management for llamas and alpacas, camelids, whatever. So I wrote my own. I wrote it in SQL. I did it all. I did it all.
We're talking about this stuff,
and I did it, and I created it, and then I took it to the web, and I wrote an online one in Cold Fusion at the time, because remember when Cold Fusion came out, .cfm, it was a big. It's still used, but it's not as.
When you start talking about this stuff, I know it's used and everything, but I don't know this. I don't know anything about this stuff.
Well, then you just sit there and you make your stupid puns, and you talk about the Cold Fusion and the llamas. John, it's going to happen. We're going to talk about llamas once in a while. It's going to happen. See, you guys are the human version of llamas. Let's call it.
That was a nice Oh, you hit 50 subscribers. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that. I can't imagine who was subscribed, but yeah,
nice.
Thank you. Whoever hit me at 50, and that means the 2 people who just subscribed.
Congratulations.
That is very sweet of you. I love that. That's very nice.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh, wait, hang on a second.
50 subscribers for Jeff. Awesome.
I mean, I got my camera tonight and 50 subscribers. If you don't think that doesn't make this little cowboy happy, you have no idea. I'm very happy and thrilled. And you people,
I just noticed it.
What?
That you hit the.
Oh, you did? That you hit 50? I don't know. That's sweet. I just love that. I watched the llama documentary recently. It was great. Learned so much. That's interesting. If you can find that, I'd love a link to that at some point to see that, because I have to, now apparently I'm going to have to make a documentary better than that documentary because Brian saw that documentary. So
are you guys insane?
We raised emus too for a while.
So those are amazing. You know, they're the second biggest birds. Dude,
yeah, I know. You notice like to move them. You notice like to corral an emu and put it into a 4x4 enclosure and put it in a trailer. You remember the beginning of the first Jurassic Park in the opening scene where there's that trailer and there's nothing but death and carnage. That's what it sounds like when an emu is going. They are very dangerous animals.
They can gut you.
They can gut you in one swipe. We had to really be careful. My buddy and I, what is
it, about a 3 or 4 inch claw in the back?
Oh, I think it's bigger. Their main claw, they would tear through our clothes. And he's right though. If they caught you right, they could totally open you up.
Don't they have a claw on the back that they use when they kick, and that's the gutting, right? Yeah.
Yeah. And they go like an ostrich. They flash out and they start to panic. And what they do is they run up any close wall, because you got to grab them, and they start to kick. So the trick is to try to slowly not startle them and get behind them. If you get behind them, then you can scoop under the 2 legs
and lift them.
You got to pick them up. You got to be strong because they're heavy as hell and they kick, and you don't want anybody around it. My buddy got caught by just one kick and it broke his arm, like snapped it like a twig.
Yeah.
It's a scary deal. My dad is a badass Marine. He said that was the most terrified he's ever been is going into those things.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're powerful.
We had no choice. We had to move them constantly, but I hated. They're not bad animals. They're very cool. They're just very dangerous in that mode. Yeah. So that wasn't my biggest thrill in life, was to move them. But as far as creatures go, they're very lovely. They're not mean animals at all. For ostriches, we had ostriches for a while, but I got to tell you, that is a bad scene right there when they get into any kind of
because they're huge.
They're massive, and that's one kick and dead too. So I like the llamas a little bit better. Okay, so he said it's called Llama Nation. I thought he said Llama Notion.
Maybe he did. Llama and Notion.
That's really funny.
And now it's called Llama Nation.
I will check that out. It's on Amazon, he said.
Sounds like an abomination.
Lala, yippee, 57. I tell you what.
No, that's awesome.
That's amazing. Hey, you know what, Lala? The community is massive in this. In fact, That's where I got my marketing chops, where I had to do it back in the day when we were there. They had national publications for llamas and alpacas, and you would do full-time ads and spreads. And that's where I did my marketing chops, working with Photoshop to develop those ads, which is tricky because print is really a lot harder. So that was kind of a lot of fun. Oh, here comes my wife. Camels. Yes, we had camels, zebras for a while, and marmoset monkeys. We did have marmosets. They were really interesting. We had cotton tops. We had cotton top marmosets.
That was my nickname in high school.
Marmosets are adorable. Have you ever seen the little marmoset monkeys? They're really tiny.
Yeah, I know.
They're little babies riding their back. And we had a whole thing of them, and a lot of them were unknown from the
everything out of your hands, and they run away.
They were very cool.
Yeah,
and eat little grapes, right? And they would eat their little grapes. And my wife and I would have to feed them and do stuff. When we were by ourselves. My wife actually, when I met her, we haven't known her a long time. But we had to feed these animals a lot of food and grapes and things all the time. But they were really cool. I did like them. You're right. I forgot about them. Emus love shiny jewelry. Yes, if you have a wedding ring,
I've heard that.
Put it in your pocket. Keep it away. They will easily.
I do. I keep it in my pocket all the time.
I don't have mine. They do love anything shiny. That is a fact.
Like my head.
Couple issues. I don't think. Well, they would probably poke your head.
Probably.
They would do that, thing like that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. What is that?
That's what they do. But you got to have the beat.
Yep.
And they attack, and they.
I used to do the same thing with my head into a garbage can.
Danielle, can you just clarify that you're not captive there? That you truly are there willingly? That's just let me know somewhere in the private chat.
That's very hurtful.
It's very hurtful.
Shots fired there.
Yeah, I did have that one. I was pulling that one. Yeah, I was,
Mr. Tom was laughing at us.
We're cracking him up.
I know. He's like laughing at us.
Yeah, I do appreciate the 50 subs and the camera. I don't know. My wife's not crawling on me about the camera, so that's pretty good. Maybe she's supportive. I don't know.
Well, she told you to get it, didn't she?
Yeah, she knows. She did tell me to get it. She's like, shut up and just buy the camera. She's tired of hearing about it.
Right.
I'm annoying. She's like, no, I can't. Sorry. Danielle, blink if you need help. She's a good sport.
Yeah.
If our wives got together someday, I think it would be very funny. They probably would have a drinking fest and just like, can you believe these dudes? Yeah. I'm pretty sure that would happen.
She drinks a little bit of red wine. That's about it.
Well, you got my wife would be fine.
Yeah. And I barely drink. She doesn't drink that often. She doesn't drink often either, though. Hardly.
No, I mean, we're not drinkers. I don't drink much at all. I don't know. Never. I did, when I would go on tour, I would. I remember I'm just like, oh, and all of a sudden I'm like 6 in deep on Captain and Coke or something. But, you're with people. That happens.
Zima.
She likes it's a great humor. I love that. Zima. Did you just?
You're probably 6 deep in Zima.
I was 6 deep in Zima one night, and I thought, I'm going to be a pirate.
Yeah, I'm not a big drinker. I never have been.
No, I'm not a big drinker. I don't look for it on weekends. It's not something I do. Casual margarita from route, or I could be talked into a wine here and there, but it's just I don't enjoy beer. If I had to have a drink out, I'd probably do a vodka tonic or a Captain Coke.
When everybody says like, they're always like, I can't wait for the taste of a beer. I can never fathom that people.
It tastes like ass to me.
The first time they had a beer, especially like everybody our age, right? They were drinking Budweiser or like Old Milwaukee. It tasted like crappy water. And I don't know how anyone thought it was good. It just blows my mind. But now I do have a taste for a few things, but they're not really they're not high end by any means.
The most I can do is like an ale, like a Strongbow. If you ever had a Strongbow cold in glass,
I do a Stella.
I love it. Stella's okay, actually, in a glass, if it's really cold.
Yeah.
But I can't drink any beer or anything out of a can.
Or like a Blue Moon. I could do a Blue Moon.
They're all right. Yeah.
Yeah. They're very, I'm not like, and plus if I probably had a few other of those, whatever they're called, like IPAs, I probably like them.
We shocked that Brian likes, I mean, Brian, come on, man. I look at you and I go, this is a guy. Probably likes a beer because he's a man. I mean, look at that beard. I asked him today about the beard, if it's sentient. I think it is. I think it has its own, soul.
Smells like a llama.
Where did you get that from?
We've been talking about llamas for like a half an hour. What are you talking about?
How did you get from? I thought his beard was scented. Did it smell like
because you're like scenting it, and I was like scent. I heard the word scent in my head.
Oh, I got you. Basic sentient.
Don't use big words.
Okay. Basic beard guy. I don't think so. I don't think your beard is basic at all, man. I think you got like some.
It's a little bit more than basic.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, keep the beard. Get a whole row of those hats that you wear, and put your ass on YouTube for damn sake. Because I'm telling you, you got the package. So get off your beer drinking beard butt, and then there's the hair.
Film llamas.
Here's the woman. You know, I've just noticed both these wives can't be bothered to put a photo on there. It's interesting. You do think they don't want to be seen by people that we know?
No, most people don't put photos. I never had a photo.
That's true. I didn't either for a while. You're right. I like beer too. No IPA though. Well, all right. That's fair. Yeah. Everybody's got their drink on. Somehow our tech station devolved into llama poop and IPAs. I don't know. Is there anybody with a tech?
A little awkward. Where do we go from here?
We're at 2 hours and 15 minutes. I think that we are allowed to talk about a beard and a beer, I guess.
Where do we go from
here? Well, John, what do you want to talk about for on Thursday? Anything? No, I don't need to see.
I don't know. Thursday, I have some stuff to talk about, but
can I ask you something before we get into that?
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I don't get it. Is that 2 desks put together?
Yeah.
So if I wanted to have
this is my rolling desk in the back. I just moved it up to here and I set the camera up off to the side because I did like a little impromptu live stream.
So how did you get wheels? Did you buy wheels to put into the pipes? What do you got for legs?
No, there's wheels that come with it.
Oh, I didn't buy that. We put it together. I told you I put together the pipes from the plumbing department. Made a steam.
Oh yeah. This is an actual workbench that lowers and raises with a crank.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, from Home Depot.
This is a cutting board, huge cutting board that I had to get in sand and stain, and then I did a lot more work.
Oh, okay, I didn't have to do anything. This was a bench top from Home Depot. Also, that's got to finish.
This is a question I wanted to ask too. Are you in front of a window, or do you have curtains on the wall?
No, that's a window.
Okay, but the curtain's pretty much never open.
No, the curtain's never open. I actually have a diffuser actually in front of the curtains because a lot of times I get too much light right in here if I'm filming. So I have a diffuser blocking some of the light that comes through.
Oh, well, you heard it here first. He's got a diffuser for his window.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. You should be facing the window when you're.
What I like about your L setup there that I don't have, that I'm going to have to build over my other pod, it's my B-roll table, but is that you could use that table easily for box openings and other things, right?
Yeah, I have. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I use that, and then I can go upstairs and I use like a couple other surfaces that we have upstairs to get like a little B-roll on. And yeah, that works out pretty good. I don't think I'm going to be doing many unboxings anymore, though.
I don't think the box. For me, I do like watching them, but I don't like doing them.
Every time, what I've seen is, and I guess I should do more of them to see, but most of the time, people want to see, like I noticed by looking at this, they just want to, like, even if like you're going to talk about a mic and you take the mic out. Yeah. But as soon as you go to listening to the mic, it's like many more people watching.
Yeah.
A higher percentage. And it's like,
I don't know.
New that you've gotten to like fast, like if you're on the cutting edge and you got like something that just came out, and you're like one of the first, reviews up there, or the first, whatever, 10 or 20, like kind of like some of the things I've gotten, I could have done that and I just procrastinated. But, then people want to see a little bit what it's all about. But if you're, going to be number 100,000 of an unboxing, I don't know how many people want to see.
I guess if you get in early, that might be, you're right. That might be worth it. So, the system that you got behind you, is this a way for you to kind of, just put it out in front of us a little bit?
Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, I did a live stream the other day. I deleted it though.
I saw that. Yeah,
Yeah.
we saw you
I did a
delete it.
live stream because I was messing around with it and stuff. And I'll tell you what, I still have to do this a little bit more to do some testing. But if you could put a couple solid walls in between this wireless HDMI system, man, it really cuts it down a good amount. You know, I got to my front sidewalk, but then when I left about where my yard is, that's when I started losing it. And the thing was sitting down here. So it was like sitting down on my desk, not even up by the window.
Yeah.
So if I put it out by the window, I might get another 100 feet or something. But if I ever wanted to, I could mess with this and put it like out back. Did the light go out?
No, I think you just got a good lens. I don't think so.
Something flashed.
Yeah. I didn't know if it was a flash or a lens creep, but
A lens.
roll back the tape. That would be great.
A lens what?
It looked like your lens was trying to go in and out for a second. So I thought,
oh, it is. It's autofocus. So it's trying to catch my eye.
Yeah.
So this thing's trying to catch my eye.
Your ZV-1s, yeah, struggling a little bit to catch you clear to.
No, that's not a ZV-1. That's the MR2. I got it on autofocus. So it's trying to find my eye, and there's no eye here.
Ah, got it. Yeah, you need an eyeball.
Yeah.
Get a fake one. Maybe you could put one on your ear.
If I put it on my hand, then
the problem is you don't have great. Yeah, you know, no one cares.
Nobody cares. How about fade to black?
Oh, that was spooky. So anyway, we're gonna wrap up soon, but I just wanted to see if there's anything that you wanted to talk about that you're gonna do.
Come back.
I am here. Oh, yeah. I don't want to come back. What about Thursday?
We should do the 5-hour stream.
No, I don't want to.
We should do it, and then John.
I've got too much coffee already. I'll be up all night.
John Pullen will come on in the morning.
Are you guys still here? You got to go for that 40-hour stream? Yep.
I can't. You said it. Still here.
I know we are. Well, you said do it, so I'll do it. You challenge them, you know.
That's
well, I appreciate everybody coming out and saying hi, and I of course always love having John come hang. And it was a nice night. I appreciate it. It was a perfect night to get the camera, and I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited
for the llama vlogging. I think that's a great idea, actually. And you know, the 50 subscriber hit, that's not lost on me. I mean, that's a great thing. And John, thank you. I mean, Brian, well, John, thank you. And Brian, thank you as always. You're a big part of my success. I can tell you that right now. And I don't hold back on that. But yes, by all means, get your ass on YouTube.
Why do you don't have to put an and in there, you know?
What do you mean?
There's no and.
Where?
In coffee and tech. This is like me putting Drum Up Studio still.
It is Coffee Talk and Tech.
Yeah, but there's no and.
There's no and?
No.
Oh, there's no and in the thing. Oh, that's in your title only.
But if you type that, you'll find it still.
Oh,
isn't that good? That's
I've
good
been
to
doing
know.
that for like. Oh,
I told you last week.
Did you really?
Yeah.
God, you're such an asshole.
It doesn't matter though, because people will still get there. And what's really funny is when you go and put it in, some other guy it says CTT and it's Coffee Tech Talk, and people are like, I think people are subscribing to them.
How come? Oh, I see. I did it in this one, so it's Coffee Talk Tech.
No,
it is. Is that right? What is it, man?
It's got the and the one little insignia and
the ampersand.
Yeah.
Oh, and I didn't think you could put that in the actual URL. Are you sure, man?
Well, that's my. I know what my Coffee Talk and is. I know what that is.
Okay, hang on. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it live. Real quick.
That's you can't. You're right. You can't put it in the URL, which
right.
I don't have it in there.
So what's in the URL? Coffee Talk Tech?
Yeah, I think so. And then it says John Ryan.
What?
And then it says John Ryan, my URL. It says Coffee Talk Tech John Ryan.
What?
Yeah.
This is right. This can't be right.
Yeah, here it is. Coffee Talk Tech John Ryan. That's my YouTube.
Well, damn. How did I screw that up?
My station, but my channel is Coffee Talk and Tech.
Okay.
I don't really care.
I care.
People will still get.
It's annoying. What did YouTube do to me right now? Like, oh, here we go. Here you are. I'm going to go here.
You are.
Well, then when I click on, it was so funny because when you go to the deal, it's like channel UKCJ. Like, it's so stupid. Like, this is when I did that.
That's why I don't care. Whatever.
No, I know. I'll fix that. That's really annoying, though. I'm not going to
lie. Sorry, I did the JA, remember? I mean, I did the drum up.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Well, we'll fix it. We'll get it together.
I'm still trying to make a new one.
Jesus. All right. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it as always.
He's got to run?
Well, I did tell him 10 minutes ago we were leaving, and Jesus, he's been here for 2.5 hours. I feel like we ought to be paying this guy somehow. Just like we could send you some beer or something, maybe a coupon to some IPA.
Right now, it's our wives and Brian watching us.
Yeah, it is. Well, it's fine. All right, my man. We're going to end it, I suppose, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I appreciate it.
I'll keep on going. I don't care.
I know you. Wait, we could chat a little bit after. Get caught up on some things quick if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Well, wives, everybody, llamas. We're gonna still do the go out because I got to practice. So that's just the way. I gotta do it for the live for the people who don't watch later on.
Yeah, the outro.
Yeah,
I gotta get one of those.
You should get an outro. All right, everybody. It's been a lot of fun. John, I'll see you on Thursday, my friend.
Thursday.
Awesome. Bye. Oh, yeah, you're still in there, man. What's going on?
My thoughts have never been clearer. I see what you're doing to me now. They lie, they steal, they fool us. Deep down, I probably knew that. I think I will be holding on to the one thing that I know is stronger. Love is blind and no one's perfect. Platinum seems so shallow. But you are bright, white.